There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there is just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of...
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
And welcome to Decatur Central High School as we bring you week 8 of the high school football season. Tonight it'll be the Hawks of Decatur Central at 5-2 hosting the Falcons of Meridian. They come in at 2-5. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. Building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? Partner Electric, providing quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Hyper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And by Drumstick Dash 2023, move your feet so others can eat. Troy Dergowski, Jared Thomas with you on this week 8 of the high school football season. We're down to the last 2 weeks, and boys said, if you don't have it right about now, you're probably not going to get it right. So this is really a big game for both these teams.
It's a standing audition for what you're going to do come playoff time. The good thing about IHSAA football in the state of Indiana is everyone gets a chance to go to the playoffs. And it's almost like the sectionals for every team is a gauntlet. So you want to have a little bit of repetition underneath your belt so by the time playoff time comes, you're ready to go.
Well, let's talk about this Meridian team. You and I were talking before we went on the air. They are only 16 points, and I know you have a little bit of a rundown, a couple of their losses this year, but they are only 16 points away from possibly being 6-1 coming into this one.
And that's the margin for error in football. You're so close to winning a lot of games, and you're the same distance from losing some games, and that's what Perry Meridian has run into today. 2 of their losses, Plainfield and Greenwood, back-to-back weeks. Lost it to Plainfield in regulation, had a chance to make it go to overtime. Coach Cooper elected to go for 2, didn't get it. But I understand it because the week before they lost to Franklin Community in overtime and a game that just got away from them at the end. So this is a team that you just can't overlook because of their record. They've shown the capability to play, and I think they're going to have to do that tonight.
Yeah, certainly will on the road here at what's going to be a fired-up night tonight emotionally because it is senior night. That's always big for the home team. I think it's always an advantage because you don't want to lose on senior night.
No, you do not. And I remember when I was doing senior night, I never thought I would be back in high school sports watching other people do senior night. So it's almost a full-circle moment for me, as I'm sure it is for all of the kids that are playing tonight and their families.
Well, Jared, let's break this Perry Meridian team down a little bit more. As we mentioned a little bit ago, they're 2-5 coming in. They've got some talent. There's no doubt about that, and they can spread the football around. It really starts with their quarterback, Alan Zupan, a guy that can throw the football and even run a little bit.
And Allen stands at a smaller stature at 5'9", 170 pounds. But as you already said, he can throw it all over the yard. And I think the most impressive part about him is that he can throw well going right and going left when he's on the move. So that's going to bode well, especially with a scheme that's a little bit more traditional, a heavier set with more tight ends on both sides of the ball, sometimes getting in wing sets. So they like to take advantage of the play-action pass. They're definitely run first. And Allen gives them a great quarterback to get the ball down the field when it's time to go over the top.
Yeah, the one downside might be at this point he's only a 53% completion passer so far this year, but he has over 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions.
And that's an offense that's trying to be opportunistic when you run the ball so well, and that's exactly what they do. I believe coming into today, they have about 35 carries per game, over 180 yards rushing on the ground that they average. So when you're opening up run lanes that the offensive line does, you want to take advantage of the over-the-top shots. And they've done that, but the only thing with the over-the-top shots is sometimes you hit them, sometimes you don't. So I think that completion percentage is a little bit skewed.
Well, you mentioned the running attack, and they really, if you think about it, have running back by committee. There's nobody on there that stands out that has 1,000 yards at this point in the season. I think their top is 359 and Andy Warren, so they're going to have several different guys carry the football.
Andy Warren got 279 yards rushing for the season, and 218 of those yards came against Greenwood. He had 28 of the 45 carries for the team, 218 of the 286 yards for the team, and 3 out of the 4 rushing touchdowns. So those numbers probably a little bit slighted, just a little bit, just because he saw so much action in that one game. But then you look at backup quarterback Zachary Huckabee, who's got 67 carries, 356 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he's a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's only got 4 passing attempts. That's a quarterback that's going in to get the ball on the snap and take off and put his head down.
And you think of Byron Hahn and Ethan Neffel, 2 of their wide receivers, guys that have caught 30 passes so far.
And for Byron Hahn, that's the over-the-top threat, the deep threat that that offense and Zupan has to look for. And I look at Neffel as more of the possession receiver, more of the smaller to intermediate routes that can catch the ball every single time you get it to him and potentially take it the distance.
All right, let's talk about Decatur Central. 5-2 coming in, having an excellent season so far. A team that, I tell you what, they're loaded with some pretty good players, and it really starts with their quarterback as well. Only a sophomore, started as a freshman last year, but still young, but proving himself this year.
5 offers already as a sophomore: Akron, Central Michigan, IU, Marshall, Toledo. So he's going in the proper direction. And he's already got great size at 6'2", 200 pounds. So very similar coach for Decatur Central and Coach Enright, I know he has an option offense that he likes to take advantage of with having multiple featured backs coming out of the backfield, and Bo has just put them in great positions getting into all their weapons.
Yeah, and you speak of a running back, Enpo Dodo, a guy who's running. He's going to get close to 1,000 if he keeps playing the way he is so far.
3 100-yard games already this season, 668 total yards. But the thing that sticks out to me about Dodo, he can go inside, he can go outside, he can make you miss, and he's a threat in the pass game. So I think that's really the Swiss Army knife for this Decatur Central offense.
And, of course, Casey Berry, another guy I like, and I know you do as well, a guy who can catch the football out of the backfield.
I look at a year ago, over 1,100 all-purpose yards. So that means he can just do it all. It doesn't just have to come from the running back position. So his numbers are a little bit down from last year. So maybe he's a guy that kind of gets going, propelling their offense in a good direction.
And, of course, Chris Richmond, a guy who will catch the football at 29 receptions this year, almost 18 yards per.
5'8", 145 yards. You think about a guy at that stature, that's a guy that the defense is going to light up, but not so fast because that's Decatur Central speedster, and he's already got 6 of 11 of Bo Poston's passing touchdowns this year. So you have to believe that Bo is definitely going to be looking for his running mate in number 3.
Let's talk about defense, too. A lot of times we focus so much on what we see on offense, but defensively, both these teams have had some issues this year, and they've also had some games where they've actually played pretty well.
And for Decatur Central, back in 2018, when that team took a step, won a sectional, actually made it to the state championship game, it was about defense. Tyron Tracy was already gone to Iowa. Bryce Jefferson was gone to Illinois State. So it was really the defense that was the focal point that they had to really lean on to get them to the stage that they got to that year. And then when you look at Perry Meridian, they've gone from giving up 41 points per game from when Coach Cooper first got as the head coach to now only 25 points per game. So they're trending in the right direction, but someone wins and someone loses.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a conference game tonight as well. So, again, not only being senior night, being a conference game, you get a double win here if you're Decatur Central.
And this is a tough conference that if you get out of the slugfest of this, you feel like you bowled pretty well when playoff time comes around. So you can't sleep on any opponent because these are just setting you up for playoff time. And as we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast, playoff time is coming up very, very soon.
Well, Perry Meridian is going to get the football first, so we'll talk about their offense here in a little bit. Some of the other big games tonight, Lawrence North is at Center Grove, Franklin Central is at Hamilton Southeastern, Ben Davis at Lawrence Central, Brownsburg is on the road at Noblesville, Fisher's at Westfield, Bloomington South will play at Brebeuf tonight, Warren Central is at Carmel, Western Boone at Danville, York Cathedral Fighting Irish at Roncalli this evening. By the way, Danny O'Neill, 22 touchdowns so far this year. Not bad for a guy going to Colorado. Also, Monrovia is at Cascade, Pendleton Heights at Yorktown, Delta is at Greenfield Central. Keys to this one tonight. What's going to be the bottom line for both these teams?
It's going to come down to defense.
Okay.
Whatever defense can stop the opposing team's offensive attack, I think will put themselves in good position. This is a Perry Meridian team that's gotten better each and every year under Coach Cooper. So I look for them to not just come in as a 2-5 team, but come in as a team that should get the job done because they have the pieces in place. And as we said, they've been so close already so far this year.
Hunter and Needham are deep for the Falcons. We're ready to get this one underway. Ashton Vogel, the junior, will kick it off from the 40. By the way, we might see some rain tonight. That could be a factor, too. I don't think it's going to last long, but it might rain tonight, and it's going to be windy.
And if you said it, that means the coaches said it, too. So ball security is going to be of importance.
And I want Keith to hear that. If I said it, the coaches said it. So you make sure you tell Keith that very same thing.
You must have started off the week in the coaches' meetings because you already set the tone.
We're ready to go. Alan Zupon, 5'9", 175 is how he's listed, as we mentioned. He's averaging nearly 162 yards per game through the air. He wears number 10. And he's got some pretty good receivers. We mentioned Byron Hahn and Ethan Neffel. First down and 10, football at the 20 after the touchback. And the handoff will be the second back. That's going to be Andy Warren, and there's not much there.
And as I already talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, this is a run-first team. They get in multiple tight end sets. That screams we're going to run the ball because we're adding guys to the box. So it's no surprise that they go run right off the right side to start the game.
That offensive line, Ricker on the left tackle side, Egan at left guard, Hudson the center, Drake at right guard, and Dale at right tackle. They're all at about 220 to 260 in that range, so not bad size. It'll be second down and 10. Single setback, man in motion. Handoff Warren over the right side. He's going to get about 3, maybe 4. And that's it for that. I'll tell you what, that defensive run playing well already.
Yes, and for Decatur Central, you talk about Perry Meridian's offensive line. I think about number 54, Caden Capps, 5'10", 240 for Decatur Central. I mean, that's a bigger guy on that defensive front, so they're going to have to take care of business, making sure those double teams get hip to hip and up to linebackers.
It's going to be third down and about 6. First possession of the night for Alan Zupon and the Hawks offense, or I should say the offense for Perry Meridian. Out of the shotgun, Zupon to throw. Ball will be caught on the near side. It's going to be a first down. On the reception, Byron Hahn. That's going to be his 32nd reception of the year.
Zupon is 5'9", but as I'm watching some of his Max Preps video, I told myself this is a guy that can play the quarterback position. It's just the fact that he's not tall enough that some of these Division I schools or even college football teams would like to see in their quarterback. But that kid can play.
Certainly can. So Zupon gets the first down with that pass across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Last catch was actually made by Ethan Neffel, not Byron Hahn. Single setback, actually 2 setbacks in the backfield. Fumbling the football. And let's see. It's going to be a loss of yardage, perhaps maybe back to the line of scrimmage, getting it back.
Andy Warren's run.
Again, Andy
for
Warren.
A loss of 1 on the play for Perry Meridian.
All I could see on that play was 35 for Decatur Central Halbert Aguirre. I mean, coming into this game, he's already got 90 tackles, 3 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, But he takes on that lead blocker, smacks him dead in the face, causes a little disruption for the running lane for the running back. So, like you said already, to start this game, Decatur Central's defense has come to play.
Yeah, he, by the way, Aguirre, 220 pounds. Handoff Warren once again, trying to find running room over the left side, tried even the cutback, and not much there, about 34-yard line, that's it.
Decatur Central has historically, at least since I've been in high school, always pushed out some great players, even players that I've played against. And I think about last year, a senior that they lost, Asen Stevens, a linebacker that's now at Virginia Tech. So for Aguirre, that's just another person going through the program that he can look to, that if he came here to Decatur Central, I could maybe do the same thing.
No doubt about it. So another 3rd and long. Falcons work out of the shotgun. Warren is the lone setback. Zupon gets rid of it over the middle. Ball's going to be caught. First down and more across the 45 out to about the 47. The reception that time by Byron Hahn.
I almost had to give credit to MJ Campbell for Decatur Central. Put on a nice inside move against the left tackle, but Zupon just side-arming the ball, getting the ball right where his target needed to get for the first down.
Looked like he threw that a little sidearm too, did he?
Just negotiating the pass rush, getting it out, a little step back with it as well, just for an extra flair.
Not bad at all. Zupon under center. He'll be under center. In fact, we've seen him under center and out of the shotgun. Handoff to Warren. Big hole, breaks tackles down to the 45. They'll put him at the 44, a yard short of the first down.
The one thing that getting in multiple tight end sets does, as I've already said a couple times, is you get more people in the box. So as soon as you get past a certain level of the defense, you only have a couple people to beat. So I know for Warren, he got tackled on that one, but coming back a little later in the game, that might break.
So a big run. It'll be 2nd down and 1. They've been playing in 3rd down and long so far in this drive. But down to the 44-yard line. Neffel and Hahn now on the same side. They're split wide to the right. High formation once again. They'll take the handoff. Here comes the pressure, and he goes down.
He you made it a point to let me know. You couldn't say my name a couple plays ago, but you can definitely say my name now. MJ Campbell, once again, beating the offensive tackle with an up and under. Physical at the point of attack. And then does the rest, a little celebration. Cheering the fans on here on senior night.
6 foot 230. He is quite a specimen. We talked about some of their other players and just how they look. I mean, they look like football players.
This is a legit defensive front. Meridian going to have their hands full tonight, just trying to keep them at bay, allow their offense to negotiate some second and third downs to get the first down.
Went from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 11. Zupon rolling, gets rid of it, and it's going to be incomplete. He took a shot right when he got rid of the football. But all of a sudden, what was a promising drive, it's going to be 4th down.
All it takes is one play. The negative play that Perry Meridian gave up to MJ Campbell is ultimately the catalyst that forced the punt here. So great defense and getting off the field by Decatur Central.
Braden LaFollette will be the deep man, standing at about his own 25-yard line.
Back to receive the punt for your Hawks, number 8, Braden LaFollette.
Zupon will punt the football away inside his own 35. Kick will come to the near side. Not a bad kick, and it goes out of bounds at around the 23-yard line. That's where Decatur Central take over 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at Bo Polston for the first time. We talked about him in the pregame.
23rd-yard
Big
line.
kid, as you'd mentioned, around 200 pounds.
For the Hawks from their own 23.
And Polston started last year as a freshman. That doesn't happen very often.
No, it does not.
First down here for the Hawks.
It ultimately means that your coach sees something in you.
Yeah.
And I think for Coach Enright, he definitely saw something in Polston. And so far in his 2nd year, he's been doing a great job at his leadership skills.
Hand off, they'll look, come to the near side. Ball comes out. It'll be Perry Meridian football.
Casey Berry, the ball carrier for your Hawks.
Fumbling it
Fumble on the play
was Casey Berry.
These are the types of plays that you need when you're on the road. You force a fumble, you jump on it, you get your offense back on the field, and now they can, this is Jacob McClure, number 37. Now they can get back on the field and maybe put some points on the board and do away with the negative play that they saw on that first drive, making the corrections that they need for this second drive coming out.
We just punched that football right out of there, didn't he?
That's the name of the game right now defensively, just punching the ball out, creating more possessions for your offense.
So you see Andy Warren back out on the field as the tailback. Zupon under center once again. 2 receivers split, 1 to each side. Warren gets the carry, may get a yard out of it, and that's about it.
I hope that Perry Meridian continues to run the ball. What are 1-yard gains in the first quarter turn into 3 and 4 yards as the game go on, but potentially longer runs, because that's what the run game does. It just wears down even a bigger front like Decatur Central.
Going to give him about a yard on that one to the 20. You see Zupon coming back from the line of scrimmage to the line of scrimmage here as he brings his offense out on 2nd down and 9. Stack trips to the right. Warren is the lone setback. Zupon will give it to Warren. Sweeper on the left side, puts his head down inside the 15 and then driven out of bounds. Took a tackler with him at about the 12.
Driven out of bounds by number 4, Michael Campbell of your Hawks.
Say Michael Campbell makes the stop, the outside linebacker, 6'1", 170.
Gain of 7 on the play.
170 means 195, which is what Andy Warren is. Usually 195 gains the advantage, falling forward after contact.
Kind of threw Campbell out of bounds himself, didn't he? Ball will be at the 13-yard line as we're closing in on already the 5-minute mark in this opening quarter. And so far, Perry Meridian's had the football all but one play. Hand off, Warren puts his head down, runs into just a bunch of big bodies in there and went nowhere.
Warren, the ball carrier once again for Perry Meridian, runs into his.
When you run into that defensive line front, it's going to be tough to go forward after you run into those massive arms and hands that get on you. So tough sledding so far in the short yardage game for Perry Meridian, but as you said, they've already taken a significant amount of time off the clock. Already under 5 minutes to start the first quarter.
This is a Perry Meridian team coming off a 6-point loss to Martinsville. They lose to Greenwood at Greenwood by 3. They've had some tough ones over the last couple of weeks. It's going to be 4th down. And Perry Meridians was showing they were going to go for it. We'll take a timeout. No score.
Timeout, Perry Meridian.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Officially Human. Thanks to our officials and their dedication and hard work. Without them, we don't play. If you have nothing nice to say nothing at all. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. 4th down. Falcons will go for it. Full house in the backfield. Supon on the run, gets caught from behind by M.J. Campbell.
There's going to need to be some adjustments made by Perry Meridian's offense to account for M.J. Campbell. That's now the 3rd time he's been in the backfield. 2nd time he's been able to make a drive-killing play. This just chasing down Zupon from behind and gets another sack. They have to account for Campbell because so far he's on pace for 8 sacks.
That's big. I'm sure that if Keith used to do that in a single quarter, but we'll take 8 for a game if you want to. All right, 1st down now as Bo Polston will bring his offensive unit out for just the 2nd time. Keith said they had that, for 15 seconds or so in the first possession?
So we could technically account it for this being the first drive because 15 seconds is not enough time.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Big run over the left side. That's going to be Info Dodo. And it looks like Perry Meridian has a player down. That's Jordan Stinson. And he's able to get back up, but he's a little banged up.
Might have to credit that to Halbert Aguirre pile driving someone and maybe got a Perry Meridian player rolled up a little bit. So Aguirre, we talked about him on the defensive side of the ball, making his mark offensively as a lead blocker.
And by the way, Aguirre averaging 8.2 yards per carry, so if you want to get some big yardage, but Dodo's at 9.7. Some crazy numbers on the ground. 2nd down. They'll fake the end around. Polston to throw. Big arm there. Ball's going to be caught and then dropped. Great effort. But it falls incomplete. That's Casey Berry. And the one-on-one coverage.
And a great job by Jonathan Hunter for Perry Meridian. Defensive coaches call it staying in phase. That's just staying with the receiver even through the catch, playing the ball through his hands. That's exactly what Hunter did, and he saved his team a big play.
We now know that the arm of Bo Polston's pretty good, isn't it? Not bad. 3rd down and about 5. The pitch and the nice hole up the middle will be a 1st down and more. That'll be Aguirre on the carry. Now you know why he averages 8.2 yards per carry.
And maybe another reason is because senior Javian Jones. We can't talk about big guys up front and not talk about big number 64 finishing the Perry Meridian defender into the ground on his senior night, showing out so far on that drive.
It's a pretty big young man right there at 6'4", 305.
Wow. 305, that's my playing weight.
1st down, Decatur Central. Handoff to the 40. That'll be Aguirre again.
This is why it's so pivotal for Perry Meridian to take advantage of all the opportunities they had. A big shout out to Keith. He already pointed out 37 seconds that Perry Meridian takes offensively. But if you have no points to show for it, we've seen a couple big plays, one not capitalized by Decatur Central, but they can get things going in a hurry, so don't want this game to get out of reach for Perry Meridian.
Yeah, great point there that you're going to get the football back, you need to put some points on the board, and so far that has not been the case for Perry Meridian. It'll be second down at about 6. Handoff to the outside. That'll be Dodo. Dodo first down. He jumps over a defender, gets an extra yard to about the 48-yard line.
I talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, but the going inside and outside and making you miss, he did all 3 on that one play alone. Started inside, jumped outside, and then a little hurdle hopped to make the defender miss. Almost stays on his feet, but showing his athleticism off the left side.
You can see why they can put points on the board. I mean, he's got so many different weapons.
When you have a multifaceted offense that can get it done on the ground and through the air, that's dangerous no matter what level of football you're playing.
Holston will hand it off. Dodo up the middle. Kind of holds his way across the 50 to close to the 48-yard line.
To take it a step further, when we talk about football in today's age, we have offenses that are getting so much more skilled at every single level. You have big guys that can move just as well as skill players. You have big guys in the backfield that are skill players that move just as well as defensive backs. And so at the high school level, that's truly a juggernaut that not many people can stop.
Boy, no kidding. Second down and about 8. Holston under center, misdirection, handoff, and that's going to be Casey Berry. Somebody got a hold of the leg. He may have lost a yard.
Jordan Stinson getting a hold of that leg that you were talking about, which is necessary because when one player for Perry Meridian makes a play or holds the ball carry up, everyone else has to rally to the ball.
So now another 3rd and long, this time on the other side of the football for Holston and the Hawks.
Could you say this has been the fastest first quarter that we've worked together for?
Yes.
This season?
Yeah, well, you know what? They're going to tell you, don't jinx it here. We were talking about rain earlier. Don't say anything. We're not superstitious, just cautious.
And just calling it as we see it.
Exactly. Holston rolling. Gets rid of it and caught. That's going to be Richmond on the reception. And look at him go down the sideline to about the 30.
And
5'8", 145?
145 pounds at 5'8". And you better wrap him up because he is a speedster, but he can definitely make you miss. And we've already seen that with a couple tackles missed right there. Almost breaking free for a big play, but that's another explosive play that Decatur Central has now executed on.
Pharrell Carter will be the receiver, split wide to the left. It'll be Richmond here on the near side. Down to the final 20 seconds in the opening period. They'll pitch it near side. That'll be Aguirre on the carry. He'll get a couple of that. It's probably going to be the final play of this opening period.
We'll bring up second down and 8.
So after our first 12 minutes, no score here at Decatur Central.
With that play, that'll bring them into the first quarter. Still time.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family. Come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Back here at Decatur Central. By the way, tonight's game brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. If you're looking for great food for breakfast or lunch, make sure you check out Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. They also specialize in baked goods, and they have daily specials. Open Wednesday through Sunday, 8 until 2. Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe, located at 6427, I call it Oakland Road in Indianapolis. Our guys over there, they want to call it something else.
Don't speak too loud. Keith might hear you.
Yeah, I know. All right, second down. That's right. See, I'm not from Indiana, so I don't speak like a Hoosier. Does that make any sense? Second down.
Holston, play action. And overthrows his intended receiver, Carter. I like his arm, though.
I do, and I don't think that pass is necessarily on Holston. I think that's just a poor job of the receiver, Carter, getting too flat on the top of his route, getting a little bit skinnier, because it looks like that's where Holston was throwing it, more on the skinny side of that second half of the field, if I were to speak a little bit of football terms. He got a little bit too flat, like he was going across the middle, and they just didn't quite sync up.
So another 3rd and long. 3 receivers now to the near side, so 4 in this set. Holston out of the shotgun. He will roll near side, fires, and that's in and out of the hands of Enpo Dodo. That was a bullet pass, too, by the way.
Going to his left at that. Which we started to see that a little bit more. I remember the first game of the season that we had, or the first game of the season I had with you, Shenandoah and Heritage Christian. Nix, the quarterback for Heritage Christian, going to his left a lot, throwing against the grain. I think quarterbacks are just improving their skill set more and more each year.
So we have a field goal attempt here. This will be from the 35, so we're talking about a 45-yard attempt. Ashton Vogel. Wind is blowing in his face. The kick is on the way. It's got distance, and it is no good. Well, he had the distance, so must have missed a little bit to the right.
He just needed the uprights to shift a little bit to his right so he could go through the uprights and not to the right of it. But that's impressive.
Yeah.
Kicker to get it 45 yards.
Yeah.
At the high school level.
Yeah, no kidding. So at least they know they can kick a field goal if they need one. But they come up empty. Another drive that is stalled out. So now Perry Meridian back out on offense at the 20-yard line. Well, I don't know who's going to crack first here.
A bend but don't break type of style from Perry Meridian on defense. Both teams just not taking advantage of their opportunities offensively.
Falcons will run the football over the left side. Only a gain of a couple on that one. Looks like Jonathan Hunter on the carry. So they're going to say, 2 yards.
We've got ourselves a treat here tonight with both quarterbacks having a lot of ability, a lot of skill set. And so far, no points to show for it, so maybe they're just setting the table for what's to come.
Second half. Make sure nobody leaves.
I think they wanted to weather the storm a little bit, make sure the rain was out of sight, and then that's when they'll turn it on.
That's right. 2nd down and 8. They'll fake the handoff. Zupan. Here comes the pressure. Floats this one in the air and out of the reach of his intended receiver, Jonathan Hunter, on the far side. It'll be 3rd and long.
MJ Campbell in the backfield once again, affecting that throw by Zupan, not allowing him to step into that throw and put it on target.
Now back to the offensive line. You being an offensive lineman, I know you're a quarterback. Says once in a while, hey guys, I need a little more time, right?
And it is tough sometimes as an offensive line because when you're moving the pocket, the angles just aren't great. So sometimes you look at your quarterback and respond and say, hey, maybe you should get the ball out a little bit quicker.
Yeah, take that, quarterback.
Exactly.
3rd and long now. Near side, that is Hahn. Looks like Neffel is in the slot on the near side as well. They'll fake the handoff. Zupan to throw. Ball caught and immediately hit and dropped. Great defensive play for Decatur Central. La Follette is there, and he was there quickly.
All defenses have something that they want to take away from an opposing team's offense. Coming into this game, it looks like Decatur Central pinpointed that Zupan wants to get outside of the pocket. So their edge defenders have been prepared and ready. Anytime he breaks contain, let's put the pressure on him and not even give him a chance to find his targets down the field.
So the Falcons will have to punt the football away, and it looks like Decatur, barring any mistake right here, should have pretty good field position. Oh, that one nearly blocked. It'll be a line drive kick and certainly out-kicking the coverage. And it'll be returned from the 30-yard line. And brought down perhaps as he lost his helmet at the 36. On the return is La Follette.
I'd be interested to see what the operation time is on special teams for both of these teams. But on that punt for Perry Meridian, we saw Zupan taking just a little bit too much time to get that kickoff.
Yeah.
You don't have that much time to get the ball off. So maybe next time speed that process up a little bit because backed up punting, that could have turned catastrophic.
No kidding. Football at the 37-yard line. First down and 10 now for the Hawks. Bo Polston. Just over 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. And by the way, the handoff, Dodo over the right side will get across the 40 out to about the 43. IHSAA jinx us here. We have not seen a penalty yet, have we?
Just as you say that, somebody's probably already reaching for the flag.
Yeah, I heard that.
Ready to throw it.
So I mentioned, well, you had one of them. I mentioned rain, right? We haven't had a turnover. Well, we had one turnover.
I'm just following your lead. That's usually how this thing goes.
Yeah.
You set it up, and I go for the slam dunk.
We're going to talk about what we have coming up tomorrow here on IndianaSRN. One football game, one soccer matchup. Holston out of the shotgun, fakes the handoff, going to take it himself, gets a nice block. 45, puts his head down, takes on the defender, and is knocked out of bounds at around the 49, maybe 48-yard line. Here's tomorrow. We have Rose-Hulman in Manchester. That'll be football action. That's a 1 o'clock pregame start, I do believe, 1:05 in that area. And then, of course, we have Defiance and Rose-Hulman in soccer beginning at 3:30.
I got a chance to call the Rose-Hulman game last week against Anderson. Put up 64 points. Coach Sokol's team. Jalen Hobbs, Miguel Robertson at quarterback, Jalen Hobbs the receiver. They've got a good thing going in Terre Haute, so I look to see what they do the rest of the year.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty good. Holston, again, the keeper, spins, gets knocked down hard at about the 43-yard line. It was warm, that press box you told me earlier.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's almost like they turned the heater up and closed all the windows and doors.
Jared Thomas is here to turn it up. Second down after the carry by Polston. Yeah, you had one of those games. We were watching it a little bit while you guys were calling it. And the score just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And what do you say when it's late in the ball game in that one?
You keep coaching effort.
There you go. Second down. Handoff. Aguirre. And he's going to get driven back. Boy, some downfield blocking going on in extracurricular activity there as well. I'll tell you what. Harrington got down the field pretty quickly. That football's back to the 44-yard line.
It always makes it better as an offensive lineman if you get too far downfield, but you're attached to a defender.
Yeah.
You get in trouble when you get too far downfield and there's no one around you. That's when you do the old Homer Simpson, just disappear into the bushes and hope the ref doesn't call you for it.
So it's going to be third and long. Well, we've seen a lot of third and longs here tonight. The pitch, big run over the 40, and we've got a flag down for the first time. It did happen when I did it right there a little bit ago, just 2 plays ago. It's like we might have a holding right here.
However, there is a penalty flag. Holding on your Hawks.
But truly, if we go back to your point about Anderson, I mean, that's a team with Coach Coddington that just got hired. This is his first season, so in a lot of senses, he's a rookie head coach. And if we come into tonight's game, these are two coaches that have had to come in and change the culture around a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, for Coach Enright and this Decatur Central team, before he got hired back in 2016, they hadn't been past sectional since 2005. Wow. So there's a maturation phase of your team and your program that they must go through in order to find success.
The football moved all the way back to the 46-yard line. So it's going to be third down. They'll have to get to the 37 to get a first down. As I said a little bit ago, we've seen a lot of third and longs here tonight both ways. Holston will have Aguirre in the backfield, trips right. Holston has time. Sets and throws, and a low throw. That one skips in the turf.
It's going to be pass to Casey Berry, falls incomplete.
Byron Hahn in the backfield for Perry Meridian's defense, doing a great job just finding Chris Richmond, the receiver for Decatur Central. Looked like Polston wanted to go to him, but Byron got there just in time, forcing the check down.
Hahn will be the deep man to return the punt. We have what you would consider an offensive struggle going here tonight. That's going to be blocked. Ball is loose at about the 41-yard line. And a big play on special teams for Perry Meridian.
Usually the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. I talked about it with Perry Meridian's operation time, but that time it was actually Decatur Central operation time that was a little bit too slow, and then even seeing a couple defenders come in a little too quickly, and it got blocked. Once again, another team in plus territory. The fact remains, can they get the drive with points?
Boy, that's big. We've seen now mistakes made both ways. Who's going to capitalize first here in this first half? And so far, it has just not been pretty offensively for both these football teams here tonight. So Alan Zupon back out. First down and 10 following the block punt. Zupon to throw. Airs it out near side. One-on-one coverage and a little bit out of the reach of the intended receiver, but they got Kaz Hicks on the interference. And a little bit of a hold.
Everyone can gripe all that they want, but anytime an official sees any type of material of someone's jersey getting tugged, especially out in the open, they're going to call the flag 100 out of 100 times.
By the way, Byron Hahn, I think, right? The 5'9 receiver, 153, that was on the receiving end of that. You know, I've had some officials that didn't do that. I mean, 100 out of 100, I guarantee they weren't.
They must have saw it was you and were like, probably not.
No, I didn't see anything. But he had my jersey. Come on.
Exactly.
So after the penalty, the home crowd didn't exactly like that call, but it moves it down to the 26-yard line. So it'll be an automatic first down here for Perry Meridian. The Falcons trying to get on the board first. Neffel to the near side, Hahn to the near side as well. Zupon under center. Fumbles the football and they jump on it. That'll be a loss back to the 29.
Fumble on the play, recovery.
Like Zupon might have stepped out before he got a hold of that football.
Both teams just taking a little bit of time to get the nerves out, fumbling the snap, getting a punt blocked.
Second and 13.
It's time for both teams to settle in a little bit. As we've already stated, the first team to kind of break this seal and get some points, maybe the team that takes control of this thing earlier.
Should I mention that we've only played for 30
minutes? No. Don't do that.
I'm trying to jinx it again. I just got a dirty look from Keith and something in my ear from our producer. Man in motion, right to left. Handoff will be Warren. Warren, nothing there. Maybe a yard, and kind of a rugby-style situation there, as we had all kinds of bodies coming together. By the way, Scott Fisher, the referee tonight. Tim Kraft is the umpire. John Disney is the head linesman. Matthew Craig, the line judge. And Zach Shupe is the back judge. It's an HCAC crew? Oh, that's right, yeah. We saw them down in Franklin, right? Third down and long. That sounds like a broken record. It actually is. We've been saying it a lot. Here's Zupon to throw. Ball's going to be caught. It's going to be shy of a first down, though. And that's going to be one of his favorite receivers, Byron Hahn.
Protection holding up, keeping Zupon in the pocket. Delivers a strike to one of his favorite receivers in Hahn. Perry Meridian, I believe, going forward here on this fourth down, keeping the offense on the field, weighing their options. Somebody's got to score at some point.
You'd think. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We did see their kickers in pregame, and they are not that strong, so you can understand why they would be going for it right here.
This one probably be a little bit outside of the range that we saw them kicking from. So maybe just some gamesmanship by Coach Cooper, taking it all the way down to the last second before the timeout.
Timeout on the field, no score.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week. showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
Back here at Decatur Central again tomorrow. College football. Rose Hulman on the road at Manchester. By the way, it's Manchester's homecoming. That'll be at about a 1:05 pregame, 1:30 kickoff time right here on IndianaSRN. 4th down. Perry Meridian. Second time they've had a 4th. Warren the lone setback. Zupon will keep it himself, and he got absolutely smoked on that one. And they got nothing. In fact, might have even lost a few yards on that one.
There's one thing about number 34, Stephen Oteo, and that's he's a thumper.
Yeah.
Second on the team in tackles with 69. Has a few TFLs to complement those total tackles. But the best part about his game is when he sees an opportunity to hit someone, he takes advantage of it. Just like he did there on that 4th down stop.
That was big. So you go for it again on 4th down. You don't make it. You got to feel eventually when is that going to break through. But so far it just hasn't been in the cards, has it?
It just takes one play, maybe a shot play on 1st down. Usually a change of possession is when coaches like to take shots over the top to break up the monotony that we've seen in this game thus far.
All right, Polston takes over. Handoff will go to Dodo. Dodo trying to get to the outside using that speed, and guess what? He's going to lose yards on this one, too.
Byron Hahn, once again, coming from that secondary position. Great inside-out pursuit, getting Dodo down on the ground for a negative gain on that play.
We're talking about to the, 17, so he ended up losing about 4 yards on that one. And we're coming up on 4 minutes here in this opening quarter. Richmond to the right. That is Pharrell Carter to the near side. Polston under center. They'll fake the handoff to Dodo. Polston to throw. Lobs it near side. Ball's going to be caught across the 40 to the 45. And Empo Dodo on the reception. And a big 1st down there for the Hawks.
That's what you need. A play that goes over the top for big yardage to get the crowd back into the game, to make it feel like it's actually homecoming. Dodo is a great running back out of the backfield, but this is an underrated part of his game. Catching the ball as a receiver coming out of the backfield. Getting this offense going.
So a big 1st down. Once again, Polston, he'll pitch it. Aguirre on the carry will get about 4 on this one.
Breaking tackles for a gain of 5.
I got a chance to talk to a Decatur Central alum, offensive lineman, Trent Maynard, that ended up going to Miami of Ohio just the other day as I'm getting ready for this game. I just remember playing against Trent and Tommy Stevens and Lucas McNeil that ended up going to Louisville. I mean, there's a lot of great players that have come out of Decatur Central. Now, the unfortunate part, and Trent asked me not to do this too much, but they kept running into Cathedral, but they have some great players on this Hawks team.
Polston starts to throw it. He lost it, and it's intercepted. If it's a pass or it's a fumble recovery by McClure, it's going to be a pass. Take another look at this one.
It really doesn't matter because he lost the ball and it went right into McClure's hands. So whether he was trying to pass it or he just lost it, he got to the top of his drop, tried to go with the pass, lost control of it, and McClure just happened to be in the right place at the right time, falls right into his hands.
Wow.
Probably the easiest, what would be considered a fumble, interception, whatever you want to call it, takeaway that he's going to have in his career.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, thank you. But whatever it is, we know it's a turnover. That's another big turnover now for Decatur Central, and back out. Is that their 3rd one now? Or is this their 2nd? All right, so it'll be 1st down. Zupon back out. Excellent field position. He'll throw. Ball's going to be caught and then tipped and dropped. Pass intended for Byron Hahn.
One thing I highlighted coming into this game for Perry Meridian is their turnover margin as a team is -2. Have fumbled 6 times, thrown 3 interceptions, but they've only caused 4 interceptions and 3 fumbles. I think they've checked that off the game plan list because they've forced some turnovers early in the first half today, getting on the plus side in the turnover margin.
Looked like Oeteo was there, the linebacker, to help break that one up. Handoff, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30, blocked to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. There is Jonathan Hunter for the score, and if I'm not mistaken, his first touchdown of the year. And that's a big one right there, and finally, somebody gets on the board.
It has to be highlighted that in moments like this, although receivers sometimes get big plays called back because they got a little bit too handsy on their downfield blocks, wide receiver 18, Ethan Neffel, did a great job blocking downfield, but allowing the defender to go, and Hunter doing the rest, taking the distance for the touchdown. Perry Meridian getting on the board first and doing it on the ground, which is definitely something that they like to do.
Boy, great speed, too. Annabelle Cloyd with the extra point. That one just got over the crossbar. 2:38 to go, opening half a play, 7-0, Perry Meridian.
We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. Move your feet so others can eat. Be a part of the Drumstick Dash, November 23rd, beginning at 9 a.m. By the way, Keith is going to be there at 7 because he knows even if he's walking, it will take him 2 extra hours just to get finished. You can either run or walk. For more information or sign up, go to drumstickdash.org. Now, Jared, you just said a little bit ago, right before that big score, it's like that you get one big play and there it is.
Big plays are called momentum. And momentum is a real thing, and when you get it, it's hard to get it back on the opposing end of the field. So for Decatur Central, they gave away momentum with their turnovers and that big play. So now they have to fight to get it back and some more.
By the way, that kick goes out of bounds on the far side. I believe that's the first time we have seen Perry Meridian kick the football off. So we're going to come back and try it one more time. Well, one thing for sure, there was a lot of speed there. You think about the way that he was able to get to the sideline and got a good block downfield. I know Keith was talking about, Brian Survey is going to be the guest at halftime. He's the basketball coach at Decatur Central. Okay, very good. But the way that he got that block, now Keith said there was a hold. Listen, you being an offensive lineman, don't ever admit that you hold, right?
Never do that.
I knew
That's
that.
That's like rule number 1.
Yeah.
If the referee does not call it, you didn't hold.
That's right. Right. That's a short kick, and it'll be a very short return as well, but good field position at about the 40. Take another look at the score.
As soon as he outflanks the defense on the jump cut, getting out, makes one guy miss with a stiff arm, and watch Neffel, lets the defender go. That's all you need. Doing anything past that gets that play called back. Great heads-up play by Neffel, getting his teammate in the end zone to take the early lead.
What's a good thing Keith wasn't the official on that one. It had come back. He was calling a hold. I didn't see a hold, did you?
Anytime you get someone that just wants to call a hold because a defender got destroyed, it's kind of tough.
It is.
So you just say, give them the thumbs up and keep going with the game.
Oh, I love replays. All right, it'll be first down, football at the 40-yard line. Handoff near side. Here is Dodo. Dodo, big run. Fumbles the football again, and it's going to be Perry Meridian football. Third big turnover overall for Decatur Central.
Guys like Colton Barker are why football is such a beautiful game, because on defense, you can never give up on the play. Watch Colton come in right here at the end of this play. Actually, that's Byron Hahn pursuing the play from the backside, punches the ball out. Defensive coaches always talk about run to the ball. 1, because you can potentially punch the ball out. 2, you finish the play off with the fumble recovery. And that's exactly what Perry Meridian did.
So again, officially 3 turnovers and a missed field goal is what they've had. So they've had kind of a rough first half. I think that might be pretty obvious there, but boy, I don't know why turnovers happen other than, like you say, defense certainly does a big part of that. There is a flag down at about the 45, so they got a sideline reporting on the other side. But I don't know, is it because maybe it's a little cooler tonight? You've had nights where it's been warm and the football, you can hold on. I don't know. Does it just happen?
On that particular play for Dodo, you got through the line of scrimmage, saw the green turf, and probably lost sight of the fact that you're the ball carrier. And that's sometimes what happens, which is why they coach defenders chase the ball down, because you can create big plays like that.
Well, and they certainly did, so it'll be first down. Handoff, Warren up the middle, gets to about the 45, so only a gain of 1. And this time, Decatur Central is going to get a timeout right here.
Andy Warren, the ball carrier.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Decatur Central, the Hawks get the timeout, feeling maybe they're going to get that football back with 2:20 remaining here in the first half. So now the Falcons at the line of scrimmage, Stack trips to the left. Zupon again out of the shotgun, pumps, then throws. Ball caught by Hahn. Hahn at the 50, and the crowd on the near side, you can hear a lot of them wanting a holding call. Going to be shy of the first down. It'll be third down at about 2.
I can't quite blame Neffel on that, because he's blocking his guy to give Hahn the outside across the left side of his block to get on the outside of that play. Hahn didn't do that. He goes inside, so then it makes it look like that Neffel was holding, but in actuality, Neffel was doing his job.
Very true. So it'll be third down. A rare third and short as Neffel now to the near side. Falcons trying to get on the board one more time here in the first half. Here's Warren on the carry, and Warren gets stopped. He'll be down at about the 47-yard line. Looks like he's going to be short, close to a yard on this one.
It almost looked like he had the first down, and then Aguirre came in with the last-second hit to get that ball carrier going sideways, forcing the fourth down.
Well, they've been in this situation before. Certainly it's nothing new to them, and at this stage, why punt it? And especially the way their defense has been playing so far, right?
For offenses, everyone's going to talk about the big plays. Did you get any plays going over the top? Did you get any long runs? But this is what the game really comes down to. How do you execute on third and fourth downs? When you execute on those downs, it keeps your offense on the field, which increases the probability of you scoring points. And especially for an offense, and as a head coach, you want your team to stay on the field offensively going into halftime, because that's all of the momentum you need going in to say, as we look back on the first half, we did some great things to end it. Now we can propel ourselves into the second half.
By the way, 56 degrees now. I don't know what the high today was, 70? It was 69? It's very warm for me. We can get down to about 30 and less, we'll be okay. All right, fourth down and short, I formation. Zupon under center and checks the sideline, and we're going to get another timeout. We'll keep it right here, and we'll have a special guest at halftime. We'll try to run down some of the other scores for you tonight when we get an opportunity. Most of the games are probably not as far along as ours already. Let's see, Westfield leading Fishers 13-0 as they play in the second quarter. Cathedral leading Roncalli 21-0 in the second. You're not too surprised by that. Hamilton Southeastern, Franklin Central 3-3 in the second quarter. It is Lutheran on top of Speedway 7-3 in the second. See if there's anybody else. Center Grove on top of Lawrence North. They've got a good one going there, 15-12 in the second quarter.
Lawrence North playing some quality football this year.
Aren't they?
Yes, they are.
See if there's anything else here of note. Looks like Cecina leading Ritter 20-0. We'll check that Logan Sport score for you as soon as we can. So it'll be 4th down. They'll fake the punt and get it to the up man. That's going to be a hold as Warren gets run out of bounds, but you can tell where that flag was thrown. We have a holding penalty here.
It makes sense. The sideline and the crowd getting on the referees a couple plays ago to call the holding call. So it looked like the referee was just looking for the first culprit, and he got him, ruining the progress on that 4th down conversion by Perry Meridian. But play it safe, punt the ball, and get your defense back on the field.
Zupan is the quarterback and the punter, so he'll be back in punt formation again. I doubt very much he'll run a fake again on this one at 4th down and about 11. Decatur Central trying to get on the board as La Follette is the deep man back at his own 20. I'd have to look and see how many times they've been shut out. Low snap, and he does get it away and gets a nice bounce inside the 20 and a nice roll on top of it to about the 17. So worked out pretty well there for Perry Meridian.
Zupan can play quarterback, and he can also be a punter and flip the field, which for any special teams, you have to be a little bit on guard, because when your quarterback on the opposing team goes back as the punter, there has to be some trick plays up their sleeve.
So they got some of that written up somewhere and deep in the playbook. Hey, we haven't pulled this one out for about 3 weeks, so now Decatur Central, 3 big turnovers here in the first half, and they have yet to put points on the board. By the way, they have not had any games this year where we've had a shutout involving Decatur Central, so this is a rather unusual territory for them. Aguirre is the fullback. Polston will put Dodo in motion, reset him to the left. And the handoff, and not much there for Casey Berry. He got dropped immediately.
Casey Berry, the ball carrier for Hawks.
Well, that defense playing well.
That was number 79, Jordan Dale. Some probably didn't even see him in the screen because the offensive lineman was on top of him, but he did just enough to clip that ball carrier's leg, forcing a 2nd and long.
Clock down to the final 42 seconds. Holston will fake the handoff, keep it himself. No running room again. And, boy, you talk about big 79. He just got in there once again.
That defensive line position, you will get recognition anytime you're playing in the backfield. So you get the recognition the play before. Why not follow it up for a 2nd play in a row?
Well, Decatur Central says, you know what? We're not even going to try another play here at the end of the first half. They're going to let time run out. And undoubtedly, not the first half that you expected out of a homecoming team here tonight, but it just has not been their day so far. The 3 big turnovers has really cost them. And if you're a Falcon fan, you're feeling pretty good on the road tonight.
For Decatur Central, there's just a lack of attention to detail. Squeezing the ball, putting the ball on the ground, those are just things that are uncharacteristic of a Coach Enright team that look to come into today and dominate this Perry Meridian team. But as we've already talked about, Perry Meridian isn't just a slouch.
Yeah.
As you said, 16 points away from having 6 wins.
Yeah.
That's impressive, and they're showing exactly why tonight in what they're doing on the field so far.
Well, now we know that Decatur's going to get the football to begin the 3rd quarter. They've got to get something going here pretty quick, because you kind of feel that right now it's all Perry Meridian. Even though it's only 7-0, it's not like it's out of reach or anything, but you really feel that Perry Meridian has the momentum in this ball game.
Decatur Central has been executing. They've been getting some big-time plays down the field. They just keep putting the ball on the ground, so they have no points or anything to show for it. And that's a credit to Perry Meridian forcing turnovers and getting their offense back on the field and getting 7 points at the bare minimum.
And we don't know. I mean, I haven't seen any statistics on fumbles and such coming into this one, but I doubt very much you have seen Perry Meridian, or I should say for Decatur Central, really giving up the football the way they have so far in this first half.
The flip side of that, too, as I've already stated earlier in that first half, that Perry Meridian defensively hasn't caused many turnovers this season.
Yeah.
Only 4 interceptions and 3 fumbles. They've done a great job in that category tonight. And then for Decatur Central, they're just doing a poor job of not finishing drives. And when you don't finish drives, you get to the end of the game and just, man, you hang your head a little bit because you had all the opportunity to do so and you didn't take advantage of it.
You know, I think I don't know if I've mentioned to you before, but I'd get rid of homecoming because it's got to be a little bit of a distraction, all the things surrounding it. Am I right about that?
When you think about it, there are so many festivities that go on before homecoming and into the weekend, and as you celebrate with your class, there's a lot of things that could be distractions, especially when you're at home.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it doesn't always get the best of you, but when it does, it's so glaringly obvious, and that's because Decatur has put the ball on the ground 3 times tonight.
Yeah, and you mentioned all the things going on this week. You're right. I mean, there's just so many distractions that probably in practice maybe didn't go as well as you'd hoped as well. So
for Coach Enright's team, you have everyone telling you how great you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're a senior, you've made it this far, and that's absolutely true. They have done a great job getting their seniors to this place, coming off of a season last year when they didn't have that senior leadership because they lost it to guys going Division I or just graduation. Now he has to reel his team's focus back in and say, hey, let's put the first half behind us and go execute the Decatur Central way.
All right, don't go away. Keith has a special guest coming up in a moment. Halftime score 7-0 Perry Meridian.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah!
Come on!
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Welcome back at halftime. As you see the score there, Perry Meridian leads Decatur Central 7-0. Turnovers cost a lot of havoc. And with us now is Brian Server, the head basketball coach at Decatur Central. You never turned the ball over, did you?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's always a problem for sure.
Football team has a pretty good year. You're waiting for some of those kids to get on the basketball floor. You can't wait to that basketball get on the floor. Like you have about another 2 or 3 weeks before you can get out on the floor.
Yeah, we start November 6th, so we're patient. We support the football guys, and we'll wait as long as we have to get those back.
We've seen you a couple times last year on IndianaSRN. Hopefully we'll get to see you 3 or 4 times at home this year. Talk a little bit about the team and kids that are coming back.
Yep. So we return a couple seniors and Aiden Lawson and Casey Berry. Casey's been a 4-year starter, or will be a 4-year starter for us. We have a really strong junior class with Malachi Cunningham, Tyrese Burdett, and Eric Hobson. And then we're going to rely on some sophomores this year to kind of step up and fill some roles for us. So we're excited, really good group of kids, and excited to get started.
Seems like when the young kids come back into your program, because they played in the junior high league, they understand your system already. Your system now is developed. You've been here long enough that kids knowing coming in, knowing what you're going to run.
Yeah, and we have. I'm super blessed with an outstanding middle school staff that does an outstanding job, and they have a lot of success at that level, and it makes our job a lot easier with the coaching that they get coming up.
The conference, I would say, would be not real good, but real good. Talk a little bit about the teams in this conference, because everybody's competing for the same thing as a conference championship, but when it comes to sectional play, there's a couple that split that make some noise in those sectionals.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously been a part of basketball program here for a really long time, and I've argued a lot with a lot of people about how good our conference really is as a basketball conference, with really good players and really good coaches, and it'll be a lot of the same this year. Like our conference is going to be super competitive. Franklin returns a lot of guys from last year. Plainfield returns a lot of guys from last year. Mooresville is always competitive. Kip at Martinsville's Martinsville's getting better and better every single year, and so Whiteland's always competitive, and then Perry's going to be better this year, and Greenwood will be better this year. So conference is going to be tough, and we'll have to really compete.
And if that wasn't bad enough, then you played in the Marion County tournament, and maybe Durrell Lawrence North, or maybe North Central, or it's just, of your 20 games I looked at last year, my goodness, 9 of those teams were in the top 10 all year long, Coach.
Yeah, it's tough. Coaching with Dave Oberly for so many years here, Ob used to always say that Marion County tournament's probably tougher to win than it is to win a state championship, and it is. It's really good. The teams in the Marion County are just brutal.
City Alliance would tell you the same thing. City coaches will do the same thing. We cover the city championships every year, and every year it's 1-2, and it's always that sectional 10. Two powerhouses in that sectional 10. It's kind of neat. High school basketball, you feel pretty healthy right now?
I do. Yeah, I do. I think. Absolutely. I think it's just as strong as it's ever been. I obviously, with, the kids leaving and going other places all the time, and prep school now with a lot of kids choosing that option, is making it a little bit more tough. Luckily we haven't had to deal with that a whole lot, but it definitely affects high school teams.
And a lot of coaches, I know, as you well know, that we cover the Heartland Conference, and a lot of those coaches look at these kids in Marion County and surrounding areas. Maybe the kids can't play Division I, but they sure can play Division III, and that's made that conference really good. Speak about Franklin, Anderson, those teams, because those coaches come and see your kids play.
Yeah, that's really good basketball at that level. A lot of our kids now, this generation, it's everybody thinks they're a Division I basketball player or even a Division I athlete, and I don't know that they really realize how good a basketball D2 and D3 and even NIAA really is.
Yeah, I thought I was a big star until I got to go to college one day and then realized, wow, that guy throws 92 miles an hour.
That's right.
I can't do that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got a lot more with Coach.
Do you want to make an impact on Decatur Township?
As part of the Champions of Character program, Decatur Central High School student athletes will serve as mentors for Decatur Township elementary schools and the middle school.
Our mission is to assist in the social, emotional, and academic development of elementary and middle school students by providing mentors to Decatur Township schools.
This program will benefit all participants, giving the elementary and middle school students extra support with school and high schoolers the ability to work with the children of Decatur Township.
As a mentor, you would uphold the mission statement, attend all meeting and training sessions, and visit your assigned school twice a month.
The Champions of Character program is looking for student athletes that are caring, have a desire to make a commitment, have good communication skills, a positive attitude, and exhibit good moral character in and out of school.
The youth of our township would greatly benefit from this experience, and so could you.
Being a part of this program will be a great experience and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
If you are interested, please get an application from the DCHS Athletic Department.
All right, Kylie, thank you. Well, the Metropolitan School District of Decatur Township has added a first-of-its-kind creative learning space featuring advanced technology, 3D printers, a computer programming lab, and audio-visual production capabilities. The district says the space will benefit not only students, but also industry partners and, in fact, members of the community as well. In our Eye on Education segment this week, Director of the Innovation and Design Hub, Brian Bulmer, is here to explain how it will provide more career-based experiences for students. And Brian, welcome to the program.
Well, thanks for having me on, Gary.
How did this idea, creative idea, how did it come about?
My understanding was this came about in a conversation between the district and Karen Jung was the mentioned name from Next Tech that said, hey, how about an innovation hub to really get kids excited about learning, develop a design thinking space, a think tank, if you will, for high school students and give them an opportunity to bring some of their creative learning and knowledge base into that space and really apply it to whatever some of their passions or future aspirations could be.
Yeah, unique space, unique design. Talk about the layout, what the experiences are that students actually get hands-on experience and what they experience when they go through it.
Oh, sure. So the Innovation Hub has several layouts. It's kind of designed from David Thornburg's 21st century learning spaces. So you take the watering hole, which is our kitchen area, which is really a collaborative space, kind of the walking or the talking at the water tank, if you will, to try to ignite some conversation. And we have a maker space, which could also be identified as the sand pit in David Thornburg's 21st century learning spaces for them to prototype, make things quickly, and really take some of their ideas and make something out of it. We have a fireside chat area, which is brainstorming. It's all whiteboard walls, opportunities for them to really write as much as they could possibly write on the walls themselves and put things down. We have a glass box, which is a really nice design from the standpoint of having a structured learning space from a teacher-directed instructional area, kind of outside of that zone. We have an area dedicated to computer science. We have MacBook integration in that space for multiple I would say programming formats like Swift, Python, Java, HTML, and then an audio-visual lab for them to truly create some podcast, vodcast, or something that could be maybe even LLC for them to brand themselves. So,
you think this in a way is the future of education?
I think it is, and I think it should be. I think it's the type of space that kids come into, and initially they're wowed, but it really is, I think, our modern-day workspace. I think it's the type of space that kids come in and say, what can I do here? And my response is simply whatever you can imagine. It's taking something formal that might be produced by a teacher, or them saying, hey, I just want to come in here and it's my proverbial sandbox.
And I know that an important element here is the connection to industry partners. Right. And I know industry partners have been very interested in this because this type of space leads to producing students for the kinds of jobs that they have out there, right?
Absolutely. When this was created, it truly, in my mind, is a liaison space to bring industry and students together to work on real-world challenges, real industry challenges, things that are tangible for students to apply their learning, but also bring industry in to mentor, work alongside, or maybe even be a sounding board for students to work with. Yeah. So I feel like it's something that levels up students, gives them an opportunity to work with an industry mentor, and in my mind, level them up from, in a variety of ways.
Yeah. Very cool, innovative space in Decatur Township, the new Innovation Hub there. Brian Bulmer is the director of the Innovation and Design Hub. Brian, thanks very much. We look forward to following the story.
Oh, thanks so much.
Well, we're back, and, we had to take a break because Coach needed to go get some long pants on. And, Coach, you a little bit warmer now?
It's warmer up here for sure, yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
As we were talking about basketball and how the health of the game of basketball is, but a couple new rule changes in the high school rank. One I like, one they're talking about doing that I do not like, but I'll talk about the one that I like, and that's the 5 fouls in each quarter. Mm-hmm. Is that going to change the game late in the game? Because now instead of 1-and-1, it's 2 shots on that 5th foul.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to change the game, but I also think it's one of those things that we're going to have to experience before we really know. But, I mean, absolutely, I think, given a player 2 shots instead of 1-on-1 is definitely going to be a factor down the stretch.
I think it will keep some teams in the game, but I really think it puts on the pressure of the official when it's 4-and-4 or close.
Yeah.
Do I call that 5th?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden we're in the bonus.
Yeah.
Is that going to change? I as officiating for 25 years, I could see that in the college game when we went from 7 to double bonus on 10.
Yeah.
That changed the style of how we officiated the game.
Yeah, and I can't figure out, is it going to slow the game down or is it going to make the game faster? We've talked about that in the coach's office as well, and so it's just I don't know. I'm interested to experience that and see how it goes.
Indianapolis basketball is more physical than any other basketball in the state. Now, the southern part of the state will tell you, we play physical basketball. Northern will tell you, you better go to the hole. You better be strong in this county tournament.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the shot clock. I disagree. I don't like it, but if we're going to do it, let's make it long enough where it does not hinder the slower team.
Yeah, and I obviously I have mixed feelings on it. Obviously, being kind of one of the lower end schools in 4A, like my thing is, I think if they ever do add like that power class like they have for football, then I would be more open to a shot clock, because now you're playing more schools like
yourself.
you,
right?
And whether you are one of the bigger schools, now you're playing, like we had this discussion at Marion County tournament or Marion County coaches meetings all the time, and it's like, there's going to be years where I'm going to have to hold the ball to try to compete or beat Ben Davis or Pike in the sectional,
right?
To where if they split these these classes up where you're playing more schools that are a little bit more equal to you, then I think that it makes a shot clock a little bit more fair for everybody, really.
Yeah. You talk about the sectional as we wrap things up here. Coach Brian's with us, and again, if you like to see more athletic events on IndianaSRN, contact us. I'm sure if you're a Decatur fan out there, I'm sure Coach would love to have us on 15, 16 times this year.
Absolutely.
But as we wrap it up, the sectional, not this year, but next year, realignment. We talked about that downstairs.
Yeah.
You kind of like the idea they're kicking around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how it goes, but I think maybe making sectionals a little bit smaller, and and I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. Like, I know where we're going to be as far as what class we're going to be in, but not knowing where where they're going to align the sectionals will be interesting. So,
Coach, if you ever need a homer, I will call. Just call me. I'll come. Me and Jerry will do some games. Yeah. Now, it's been about 25 years since we've both done it, and you'll need a wheelchair, electric wheelchair, so we can get up and down the floor. But in all seriousness, I thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
You're a great friend.
Yeah, thank you.
The school is a great friend of IndianaSRN. We appreciate you, and if you need anything at all, let me know.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll take a break. When we come back for the second half.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, Become a role model for our young student athletes. Earn extra money and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
Back here at Decatur Central. Great to have you with us. 7-0 your halftime score. Let's get you caught up on some of the other scores that we have right now. At halftime, Westfield leading Fishers. Battle of two top 10 teams, 13-7 in that one. Also tonight, as we will scroll through, Cathedral leading Roncalli at halftime, 28-0. I see that smile on your face. Hamilton Southeastern is leading Franklin Central 6-3. They're now in the third. Looks like a game of field goals in that one. Speedway losing at Lutheran 14-3. They're in the second quarter. Also in this eighth week of high school football, 2-0 Winchester over Lincoln. 2-0, really? Come on. I don't think that score is right. Center Grove leading Lawrence North 15-12. They're in the second quarter. Also, any other scores reported real quick? I know I'm scrolling through these just to see what we got. Pendleton Heights leading Yorktown 14-7. Let's see here. Cecina leading Ritter 27-7 in the second. The only reason I say some of these scores, you can't trust them, because some people report in there and it's like 63-0 in the first quarter, and they're just jacking with us there. Let's see here. Anything else here? Ben
Tight
Davis.
one between Lawrence Central and Ben Davis.
Yeah, how about that? 7-7. Avon and Zionsville 10-7 at halftime. Avon with a 3-point lead. They have not won a game this year, Avon, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're 0-7.
Wow.
Would be a big upset there. Anything else here of interest as I continue to get here? I think we're about ready to go on this one. Let's go ahead and jump past this and talk about the second half. Keys to this one, other than can't turn the football over the way that Decatur Central did.
That's where it starts and ends for Decatur Central. You don't turn the ball over, you put yourself in better position to be maybe a tie game or potentially even have the lead. For Perry Meridian, I would say they need to sustain a couple of more drives. They put points on the board, which they won the first half. Now it's time to put more points on the board so you can extend the lead and, get a win.
All right, here we go. By the way, we were downstairs a little bit ago. It is cold and it's windy.
The wind is whipping for sure.
We'll see if that'll be a factor the rest of the way here tonight. That'll be a kick that'll scroll along the ground and picked up at about the 10-yard line, and not much of a return on this one. That was Chris Richmond on the return, but how about special teams play again for Perry Meridian?
Perry Meridian just does a great job in the first half, and then coming out in the second half, as you said, the temperature dropping a little bit in the state of Indiana, so it takes a little bit longer to get warm as you come back out for the second half. But in both facets for the Perry Meridian Falcons, special teams and defense, I like their bend but don't break on the defensive side of the ball, because truth be told, as a defense, you're going to give up some big plays sometimes. That's just the nature of the beast. But not giving up points has to be praised and has to be continued in the second half to get out of here with a win.
Josiah Ottinger was on the special teams play that time for Perry Meridian, so first down. As Polston works under center. Handoff, and it will be Dodo on the carry, across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. Do you like that, where they take him deep and then bring him back like that in that formation?
I like that Dodo is holding the ball a light tighter than he was in the first half. So that just shows me that his coaches got on him at halftime, told him just carry the ball a little bit tighter. But to your point about the motion, honestly, a lot of times, and even when you look at the game at the NFL level, motions are really just to see what covers the defense is playing.
Right.
Then you can figure out how you're going to attack them. And that's what you see with those kind of stab motions and going across the formations.
Handoff right side, big hole, 30, 35, and tripped up all the way to the 40-yard line. Great run. Boy, he went down hard on that one as well. Looked like that was Casey Berry on the carry, and he was a little slow getting up.
Casey Berry is a capable rusher coming out of the backfield. I pointed it out at the beginning of the broadcast. His numbers are a little bit down from last year, but that doesn't mean he left his ability last season. He still has that ability, and he can get it done. He just hasn't had the opportunity that you imagine because Dodo taking the reins as the starter.
First down, football at the 40. I haven't seen a quarterback under center this much since, in fact, the old days. That's a nice carry across the 45, near the 46. It'll depend on where they spot the football. That was Aguirre on the carry. I say that because everybody's running the shotgun or the pistol these days.
Football in the old days kind of gets a bad rep sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an ancient way of doing things. But what you did get back in the old days is toughness and running the football, which equates to wins.
Yeah.
And so sometimes as a new school, you take advantage of some old ways because that's what gets you through a game.
Holston will give it to Dodo, looking to bounce to the outside. Gets tripped up, and a flag comes down late. He got to the 49. The official threw that one about 20 yards.
There's two sides of the spectrum when defensive linemen get up the field. You create holes for the running back to expose because you got too far up the field and you didn't stay close to the line of scrimmage. The other side, which is a benefit for the defense, is sometimes you get too far upfield and the offensive lineman has to torque you a little bit. And then the referee sees it, and he throws the flag from what looked to be about the 25-yard line with a nice lob to it. I mean, there's some technique to throwing these flags nowadays.
Yeah, he chucked that quite a ways, didn't he?
It's all in the wrist.
It is, yes.
It's all in the wrist.
Football marked back inside the 36-yard line. So that's going to be second and long. They'll have to get to the 50 for the first down. That is Chris Richmond, the receiver, to the far side, and the work off the hash mark left. Polston to throw. A little lob out in the flat intended there for Enpo Dodo, and it was out of his reach. Now, again, Polston, his percentage completion is only 48. That is really low. What do you see in him so far? Is it just a matter of being a sophomore and still trying to – I mean, he's been a varsity player now for 2 years. What does he need to do to clean that up a little bit?
It's a couple of things. Sometimes he floats the ball a little short on the deeper routes. Okay. So he's not able to take advantage of the matchups on the outside. The other part is he does like to take advantage with his legs via running the ball. And he hasn't been able to do so here tonight. And this defense doing a great job with just all being on the same level in the backfield because it doesn't allow for big plays to happen.
Holston throws over the middle, and that was, again, low throw to Pharrell Carter, almost like it slipped out of his hand. We saw that earlier, and another incomplete pass. And he was open, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was. Perry Meridian's defensive backfield just standing along the first down markers because they know if they can carry those receivers past there, they can run with them.
Yeah.
And so Decatur Central just hasn't taken advantage of the intermediate routes. And that's probably because they're already down 7-0, so they're looking for those big plays to tie this game up.
Byron Hahn is deep. I was watching Polston. In fact, I see him right there. He was very frustrated coming as that was a low snap to the punter, and that was straight up in the air and takes a Perry Meridian bounce. And once it's picked up, boy, that's going to be a negative yardage and punt, no doubt about that. But I was watching Polston, and he came over, and I don't know what he threw, but he was mad. And I guess the frustration level kind of showing right there.
Sometimes as an offense, you get a little bit antsy because you see all of the plays that you could potentially make and that you don't. And so over time, that definitely builds up frustration, and that's what you saw from Polston because he knows he missed his receiver, and those opportunities don't come about too often. Have to take advantage when they present themselves.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about another big break there for Perry Meridian. The punt was not only a bad punt, he had the low snap, but then he's kicking into the wind, and that didn't help either, did it?
I'm watching the Chicago Bears last night take care of business on Thursday Night Football. And right at the end of that game, as we saw last week when they took on the Denver Broncos, just bad luck, giving up a big lead. But I heard Kirk Herbstreit say it last night. The Chicago Bears just looking for some good fortune to come their way. And I see that in Perry Meridian. 4 games this year that they lost by 1 score. I mean, they're looking for some good fortune, and they found it tonight. They just have to capitalize and finish.
Well, this would be big right here as they'll take over the football at the Decatur Central 43-yard line. And they'll look to run. It'll be Warren trying to bounce to the outside. He will. 40, 35, and dives ahead 30. Nice run by Andy Warren. He's been the main ball carrier tonight for Perry Meridian. He gets another first down.
One thing that has to be pointed out for Perry Meridian's offense, as we talked about in the first half, they are going to eat up clock. So a team that has a lead that's going to eat up clock is not conducive for a Decatur Central team that has to press just to get back in the game.
You know, we were talking with somebody earlier tonight a little bit about Decatur Central, and he said the one thing about it, they may be 5-2, but they're either good or they're bad. They just don't seem to have consistency, and I think we're seeing that tonight.
Yes, we are.
So it'll be second down. Handoff Warren, this time to the left side. He gets gang tackled, but still gets some extra yardage. He just kept those legs a-churning right there, gets to the 25.
Running the ball isn't because you want to play it safe offensively. Running the ball just wears the defense down. You see Decatur Central's defensive line with their hands on their hips.
Yeah.
They want to pass rush. They want to get to the quarterback. They want to live in the backfield against opposing offenses, but they don't get a chance to do that when they're taking on constant double teams and offensive linemen breathing down your neck and leaning on you. And Perry Meridian is playing exactly the style of play that they love, which is pound the rock.
And they're doing it 8 seconds on the play clock. Handoff Warren again, has a lead blocker in front of him, and he's going to go down around the 23-yard line. I misspoke a little bit ago. It was actually a first down carry by Warren and then the second down carry, so it's now 3rd and short.
But I can't blame you because at this point on this drive, it all looks the same.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Well, I tell you what, and I'm kind of an old school guy. I love running the football. I mean, I really just get those big offensive linemen out there and opening up holes, and I just love the running game.
There's an attitude that comes with it. It sets the tone that we're going to get whatever we want on the ground, and that ultimately just opens up the passing lanes.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage, 3 seconds on the play clock. Zupon hands it off over the left side, and no gain on this one, though. Decatur Central's defense really swarming against Andy Warren.
For those watching, I want you to pay attention to Perry Meridian's rushing attack. I talked about it in the first half. The Decatur Central defensive line is pretty stout up front, so running in the middle isn't going to get the job done. But Perry Meridian coming in the second half, they've done a great job pressing the hole inside and then getting outside, beating them with speed, and then using your power and your body frame to get more yardage.
We're already down to 7 minutes remaining here in the quarter. Falcons hurrying to the line of scrimmage, 4 on the play clock. 4th down. Zupon to throw. Sidearms it. Nobody is there. Pass intended for Byron Hahn. Hahn wanted a penalty called in that one, but no flag on this one, and they'll give it up on 4th down.
Disciplined by the DB on that play. So far in 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts for Perry Meridian, they've looked for Hahn on that in-breaking route right at the sticks. The DB did a great job just sitting at the sticks and saying, you're not going to run this in-breaking route, so it wasn't there. I know Zupon looking for the flag, but not so fast, my friend.
So it will be 1st down now for Decatur Central. They'll take over at the 25-yard line. Holston will work out of the shotgun and around to Richmond. Richmond cannot find any running room at all. What a swarming defense again by Perry Meridian. I tell you what, they've got just same speed as Decatur Central.
When they see that jet sweep option, they are flying downhill and taking it away. This is a cornerstone of Coach Enright's team. They want to take advantage because it gets defenders going past the line of scrimmage and flowing past the ball, which allows that quarterback run to open up. Just no open holes right now.
Loss of about 3. One of those in there was Isaac Williams. He's a defensive back, a safety at 6 foot 200. So good size on that defense. So now 2nd down and long here for Decatur Central. Richmond, one of 2 receivers to the far side. Carter to the near side. Handoff Dodo. He'll try to find an opening on that right side, and guess what? He goes nowhere.
Perry Meridian starting to play with a little bit of house money, have a lead. Their defense can play a little bit more free because they understand we fly around, we get some momentum going for our offense to go score some more points.
Well, Andy Warren not only runs the football, he also plays linebacker, so he was in there helping on the tackle. Ricky Harrington was up front as well. 6 foot, 220 pounds. So now 3rd down and 13. Holston out of the shotgun. And we have motion against, or an illegal formation against Decatur Central. And boy, they just cannot get things going here. They will call it a false start. That's got to be frustrating, too. You know, we've seen so many teams over the years when you think about they get a drive going and then a penalty or two, and all of a sudden the drive stops. It just, those can kill your drive.
And after so many times they compound, and then you look up at the scoreboard and have no points, and it becomes even more frustrating.
Right now you can tell this is a Decatur Central football team that has been frustrated tonight. Trips to the near side. Holston to throw. Has time. Down the middle of the field. Has a man knocked away at the last second. What a great play. Stepping in to knock that one down was Byron Hahn, and that's as good as you're going to get right there.
Byron Hahn, along with the rest of the back line of defense for Perry Meridian. As you see them just all backing up in sync. Byron Hahn just baiting Poston to throw the ball, trusting his athleticism, going to make the play, and signaling to Poston, not so fast.
Wow, that was a great play. And, of course, if Chris Richmond makes the catch on that one and Hahn goes down, he probably scores and makes it a 7-6 ball game. But Perry Meridian's defense does it again, and they're going to get the football back. Hahn is back near his 49-yard line. Now, again, you're kicking into the wind, so you got to be really careful here. Falcons going to bring everybody and try to get it, and they almost got another one. This will be another short kick. It does take, though, a Decatur Central bounce, so they got a little bonus right there all the way down to about the 46. This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. Use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. So you see a look at that defensive play again a little bit ago. You and I both know we weren't expecting Decatur Central had no points in the third quarter, right?
I didn't see the no points coming. I did foresee it being a competitive game, and we've seen competition on full display tonight between these two teams. Perry Meridian showing why, even though they're 2-5, they're starting to click at the right time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, if they get a win here tonight, of course, they're 1-4 in conference play. Decatur Central 3-2, Plainfield at 4-1. Be a big loss on that side of the football. Zupan, near side, has a man, and it's going to be incomplete, a little underthrown there. Elijah Trammell, one of those in on coverage, pass intended there for Byron Hahn.
Some more pressure from that defensive line by Decatur Central. Everything is connected at the quarterback position. If you don't get a chance to step into a throw, or you get hit and you can't finish your throw, the ball sometimes sails on you or it goes short. And so everything is working together for the greater good, and Zupan just not quite able to finish that throw and get it to Hahn, streaking down the sideline.
The game we have tonight on our network, Vincennes leading Evansville Memorial 6-0. That one at halftime on that one. Handoff. Cut back to the 50. That's going to be Hunter, who scored the touchdown earlier tonight. And it's going to be 3rd and long again. I think I need to be paid $1 every time I said 3rd and long tonight, huh? By the way, Perry Meridian has a player down. One of their offensive linemen looks like that might be Bryson Ricker, the left tackle. And boy, you don't want to lose a guy like that. That's tough to lose a left tackle. By the way, tonight's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They can offer you a career as an iron shipbuilder, blacksmith, or even a general helper. For more information, contact the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers at 219-845-1065. And, of course, tomorrow, don't forget, Keith and I will be up in Manchester. It is homecoming time. Rose Holman in Manchester. Spartans, no, it's not supposed to rain tomorrow. Spartans, by the way, Food is there, yeah. We got food. And then, of course, we have soccer tomorrow. Defiance and Rose Holman. That is at 3:30. Tony's doing that game by himself, by the way. So. Better him than me. Yeah, that's right. And it looks like injured player. That, again, is Ricker, the left tackle, being helped off the field. But I'd hate to see that. You know, you're up 7-0. The offense is kind of struggling a little bit, but you're still winning. But then just don't want to lose anybody right now.
The tough part about playing offensive line is sometimes your legs and your knees and your ankles get rolled up, but you don't always see it coming.
Yeah.
And so you have to resort back to your fundamentals of keeping your feet moving to maybe take a little bit of that impact if you get rolled up. So hopefully big number 66 all right as he walked to the sideline a little gingerly.
So third down, football just shy of the 50. Zupan now out of the shotgun. Will hand it off. It's going to be Hunter. Wow. He had nowhere to go. Tail, one of those in the inside, helping to drive him back, and it's going to be fourth down. Well, Decatur Central's going to get it back. The good news here, if you're Zupan, you got the wind behind you.
Now we must state the facts. Although Perry Meridian is winning, that's not to be overwhelmed by the fact that Decatur Central's defense is playing a great game.
Yeah.
Only giving up 7 points is great defense. They just need their offensive teammates to pick up the slack a little bit and get the points on the board so everyone can feel better about this game.
Well, they're going to flip the field right here as that took a nice roll down to, the 12-yard line. So that's a great kick. So we'll see what Decatur Central can do here.
By the way, this is a Decatur Central defense that coming into today, they've given up about 28 points per game. So they're doing their end of the bargain, keeping this Perry Meridian offense away from that 28-point mark. They just need a little help.
Yeah. Well, that's always tough when you got a defensive unit, offensive unit, and then, you're counting on each other to do their job. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. You played the best game maybe you played all year long, and you still might lose.
The reason why it's so important to play as a team, because there are days that this is going to happen.
They were out of the Wildcat on that one. That's rather unusual. That's Campbell, number 4, who is now checked in. Michael Campbell, a sophomore, 6'1", 170, is a backup running back.
On the flip side for Decatur Central's offense, their lowest rushing total this year has been 101 yards. Now, I don't know if they're close to that low total, but they haven't been able to run the ball that well tonight either. So their offense is reeling a little bit, just trying to find some level of an answer.
So Bo Polston is out. Campbell is actually going to play the quarterback position. He's going to take it himself, find some running room out to about the 20-yard line. So they're going to look for a spark here with Campbell instead of Bo Polston.
Gain of about 8 on the play.
Sometimes it's just about getting a different body at the quarterback position to maybe spark some momentum, get a different feel for the game so you can score some points.
Dodo in motion. Campbell's going to keep it himself, takes a hard hit, spins back to the middle of the field, and I think he's going to get that first down. But on this situation, though, Jared, if I'm Perry Meridian, I don't think he's going to throw the football, just play the run, right?
He doesn't even look like he's looking to throw the ball. He's catching the ball, putting his head down and running. So Perry Meridian's defensive backfield still has to honor the pass game because that's their job, but I know they can probably cheat in just a little bit because they know they're going to have to pursue to the ball with this running quarterback.
So it is first down. They'll fake the handoff to Dodo. Carrying the football again will be Campbell, and he took a hard hit. He did hold on to the ball to the 29. By the way, coming in Campbell, just 2 carries, but he did rush for 88 yards. That's a 44-yard average last time I checked.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
not a mathematician, but 44 per carry is not too shabby.
No. Well, it's gone down a little bit since then, but yours was 45? Yeah. carrying the water ball of 45 yards out to the team. That's Dodo in motion again. Campbell's going to keep it. This is another run that he takes up the middle. He got horse-collared on that one, and there's a late flag right there.
Campbell, the ball carrier, once again for a loss. Penalty flag on the play.
So that'll go against Perry Meridian.
Football 101, anytime there's a scrum near a pile, you just point to the other team.
Yeah.
Make everyone believe that it's on the other team. That's exactly what Perry Meridian did. So I don't even know if it's actually true, but I believed him.
I believed him, yeah.
Personal foul on Perry Meridian.
Well, this has been a clean ball game, penalty-wise. We've seen a couple of holds here and there, but overall it's been is that only their second?
And an additional 15 yards will be
So 15 more yards, and how about this? All of a sudden, you're all the way to midfield. Actually, to the 49 of Perry Meridian.
Get the crowd back into the game on homecoming night. And all they've done is snap it to the quarterback and run the ball.
Let him go. Yeah. Seems simple enough, right? Well, look how tight this formation is. You think they're going to run it again? I think so. Here's Campbell again over the left side. And he's going to get another nice run all the way to near the 40-yard line.
The game can get complicated a little bit sometimes because of human error.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just put your best players out there and say, we're just going to continue to do what we do best. Maybe it's coming into the game. Maybe you find something like Decatur Central's offense has found with the run game with a new quarterback. And then you just continue to pound it and see how the defense reacts.
Until they stop you, right?
There you go.
Second down and short. Campbell again. Run over the left side. Not this time. A good second effort. Might have got him back to the line of scrimmage, but let's see if he stepped out of bounds, and he did back at about the 38.
Campbell, the ball carrier, loss of 1 on the play.
That might be his first time tonight he's had a loss of yardage.
Not to mention he's only run the ball on the left side.
That's true.
It's about six or seven runs, all going to the same side of the field.
You know, I noticed the official on this side put it at the 48. The other guy put it at the 49. So it's going to be third down, and a low snap gets by Campbell. And boy, how quickly things can change. All the way back to the 46-yard line. My.
At what point does it become enough? 6 or 7 run plays, you've gotten some positive yards, and then you go backwards, which has been the name of the game for your team, and Coach Enright and his Decatur Central Hawks.
Wow, that's going to end the third quarter. We will head to period number 4. It is Perry Meridian leading it 7-0.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Back once again here at Decatur Central. We head to the fourth quarter. And by the way, the Falcons are going to get the football back. Here comes the rush, and they almost got another block. On is deep. He'll try to make a return at the 15. Got by one defender. 20, 25. Stiff arms that guy, and then goes out of bounds back at about the 18-yard line. That turned into something positive. Looked like he wasn't going to get anything.
Anytime you're running down on special teams, obviously special teams coming after negative plays like this, balls on the ground, Perry Meridian swarming to the ball, killing what was a promising drive for Decatur Central. But back to my special teams point, anytime you're running down on special teams, you always want to keep the ball carrier on your inside shoulder, because as soon as he gets to your outside shoulder, there's no contain out there, especially when you're the last line of defense. So that could have been dangerous, but got to be a little bit more disciplined if I'm the Hawks.
All right, here comes Perry Meridian, 7-0 lead here now in the fourth quarter. I would imagine if you can establish a running game, they take a lot of time off the clock here. Zupan under center. Hand off to the second back through. That'll be Hunter. And brought down right at about the 20. No gain on that one.
I'd have to imagine that for the rest of this game, defensive coaches for Decatur are telling their defenders, anytime you get a chance to punch the ball out, rip the ball out, you have to do so. Because time is ticking, and it's not on our side, and we need more possessions, preferably in plus territory.
By the way, that was actually a loss of a yard on the carry. Well, and if they continue to run the football, that's going to be, bottom line is we kind of saw that they're not going to throw if they get it back unless you see Polston come back in.
And these are two teams that run to set up the pass.
Yeah.
And so if the run is going, no need to go to the pass because you're already affecting the game in a positive way.
Zupan got away from a defender and makes a nice play out of what could have been a disaster right there. Well, I thought he was going to get nailed for a big-time loss and was able to get by the defender and get close to a first down? Yep, it's going to be a first down.
That is the scheme of holding a mesh point as a quarterback on an RPO. You force the mesh for as long as you can, and then at the split moment notice to make a decision, you do the opposite. And there, Zupan saw the defender coming in hot, but he knew if he could hold it just long enough, he could get the defender to bite down on the run. He keeps it and gets the first down.
See, that's why I couldn't play quarterback. I wouldn't be smart enough to figure that out in that split second of time. So first down for the Falcons. Hand off again to Hunter. He might lose some yards here again.
Hunter, the ball carrier for Perry Meridian.
What a 2-yard loss.
But there's some good news. If you couldn't play quarterback,
yeah,
there are a plethora of other positions that you could definitely step in for.
What would you think might be my best bench? See, that's what
we'll talk about that after the game.
Thank you. See, Keith didn't like that comment I made earlier about his 45 yards. Yeah, because you were running out, handing them water bottles.
He was waiting for an opportunity to get you back.
Yeah, he was, yeah. Second down now and 12, and of course you're going to take your time right here, but you're going to run some valuable time off that clock, but don't wait too long. You got 6 on the play clock. Man in motion, and he'll get the caller end around the right side. 35. Boy, and I tell you, he put a head of steam on the end of that one. It was Isaiah Needham who gets his first call of the night.
Anytime you run to the outside in a game like this, where you have the lead and the clock is on your side, stay in bounds.
Yeah.
It allows that clock to continue to run, which plays at your advantage.
And he did. Football at the 39. It'll be third down and about 3.
Too many times nowadays you get to the end of games and not a lot of situational football being played. Guys running out of bounds, not understanding clock management, and it just kills drives and it kills games.
Trips to the right. They'll play on the hash mark to the right. Hand off. It'll be Hunter. And Hunter gets buried maybe to the line of scrimmage. He's just not finding anything in his last several carries.
Just like Decatur Central was doing, where you just believed that it was going to be run every single time on that last drive, Decatur Central can also key in on that for Perry Meridian's offense. Doesn't look like Perry Meridian's pressed to score more points. They just want to manage this clock and get out with a win.
And a player is down, and I really do believe that is Hunter. Will take a timeout, 7-0.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Back here at Perry, or should say Decatur Central, Perry Meridian will have to punt the football away.
Feels like a home game for Perry Meridian,
the
way they're controlling this game.
It does. Of course, there's nobody back. which certainly makes sense in a lot of ways because you know that Zupan can take off with a football. And a very short kick again. Does get a little bit of a bounce on that one. It'll be down at the 41, so Decatur Central will have excellent field position right here. Will it be Campbell or will Polston come back in?
They might have seen enough with the run brigade on that last drive.
Yep,
Truth
Polston.
be told, a little under 9 minutes. It's the whole game. It's been time to score points for Decatur Central, but time is of the essence right now, and they're in dire need of some points getting on the board to tie this game up.
And it is Bo Polston. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Dodo is in the backfield. Polston will work out of the shotgun. Dodo's the deep back, and he'll get the call. Side steps, one defender gets hit hard, and then ahead to about the 44.
When your team has a certain identity, it becomes super hard in games like this to detach away from it, because then you're uncomfortable doing things that you're not accustomed to doing. And so although Decatur Central needs to score some points, they take advantage of deep balls down the field after they've run the ball effectively. That hasn't been so until this last drive, so I'm interested to see how they attack the rest of this game.
That is Aguirre in motion, who reset to the near side. They'll fake the handoff. Polston trying to run with it. He got buried. They actually gave it to him to the 43. That was a gift right there, and a flag comes down as well. This might be on the Falcons, and if it is, that's big. And Polston slow to get up.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
That's the only tough part when you run your quarterback at any point in the game. You just open it up to injuries or getting rolled up, and it looks like Polston is on the wrong side of it right now.
Yeah, he was getting his helmet off. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Falcons, so that's big. Yeah, Polston kind of took his helmet off, was spitting a little bit right there. I don't know if he was spitting up blood or not, but he got hit pretty hard.
It doesn't matter how tough you are, even at the quarterback position. Anytime you get hit in a certain spot, you're definitely going to feel it.
Yeah. Especially anything south of the border. That's always the key right there, huh? That'll put it all the way down to the 42. Chittard wins their game, what? 42-6 over Shortridge on that one. So first down. Polston again in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, now throws to the sideline. Ball's going to be caught and knocked out of bounds on the reception. Pharrell Carter.
You mentioned Shortridge and Perry Meridian in the same sentence, them playing the game here tonight. I look back to my notes, and Coach Damian Givens, rest his soul, he passed away last season, was the defensive line coach for Perry Meridian, an IPS guy, Washington High School graduate, coached at Washington, Arlington, and Manual, was even the head coach at Shortridge. So I know everyone remembers them and keeps them near and dear to their heart.
Second down, Dodo on the carry, and he'll get inside the 35, near the 33. Boy, you'd hate to have, if you're Perry Meridian, have that 15-yard penalty cost you.
This is the other part that is a slippery slope when you play it safe like Perry Meridian is doing. Because when the other team gets momentum, no matter what point it is, as soon as they score, now you have to flip the switch and go back to being on the attack. And it takes a little bit long to get going, and you might not have that much time to do so.
Well, let's find out. Third down and short. Holston now under center, fumbles it, and then pitches. And they're going to get something out of it. 30, 25, 20, up the sideline, breaking tackles to the end zone, touchdown. Aguirre on a play that really should have been a broken play.
Everyone for Perry Meridian's defense just looking in the backfield because they thought they were going to get a flag of what could have been a holding. But as we said earlier, if the referee doesn't call it, it didn't happen. And Aguirre takes advantage of it, just rumbling and stumbling all the way down to the end zone. Troy, we have ourselves a game now.
We do. Wow. Things changed, and again, really kind of helped by that big penalty as Ashton Vogel, the important extra point attempt, is on the way, and it is good. We're tied at 7 here in the fourth.
make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. The Morales Group is building better futures, one store at a time. They have locations in Indianapolis, Zionsville, Anderson, Columbus, and Lafayette. For more information, give them a call at 317-472-7600. It took them almost 3.5 quarters, but they finally got on the board.
Better late than never.
Yes. Kick will be returned by the Falcons inside the 5-yard line. And a big-time hit. Needham on the return. He got driven back, but he got it to the almost 26-yard line.
Oyateo, that's what he does. He comes downhill and runs through contact. 51 for Decatur Central, just torques a guy down, gets away with it. But that's just bygones at this point, because Aguirre does all he can to get to the end zone with a little flex at the end. Getting everyone here on homecoming night back into the game. Very much needed.
So you mean torqued him down on the field, he held him?
It's another way to say it. Synonymous for holding.
Torquing sounds better. Yeah.
You got to fluff it up and make it sound good.
Yeah, there you go. First down for the Falcons. Hand off, and that'll be Warren, and Warren breaks one tackle but then gets drilled. That was Michael Campbell who came up and laid one on him. That's going to be a loss of about 2 yards.
For a loss of 2 or 3, tackled by Michael
Momentum, as I talked about in the first half, once you lose it, it's hard to get it back.
Yeah.
So when you start going backwards and sideways for a Perry Meridian offense that just had the lead a few plays ago, now they have to get back in gear and turn up the intensity.
So now you're talking about 2nd down and 12, and if my calculations are correct right here, and I'm not a smart guy, but if you give it back, you might be in trouble in this one because you're going to give them good field position.
I love when you make the obvious points.
That's
because
me.
Sometimes it gets overlooked.
I know. Thanks, Colombo. All right, here's Zupan to throw, sideline, and up for grabs and knocked away at the last moment. That's LaFollette to make the nice defensive play.
I'll be honest, I know the defenders are going to be celebrating and the DBs are going to be signaling the seatbelt action as they always do nowadays. But I'll be honest, that receiver hauled that ball and he just couldn't quite hold on as he went to the ground.
You're getting another look at it right here. Yeah,
wonderful ball placement, balls in his hands, juggled it just at the end. You saw it as he was about to clap his hands. Couldn't quite haul it in.
That turf is a little hard when you hit it, right? Another obvious,
There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's why they pay me the big dollars. Just give you all the obvious statements of the night.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Thank you. Stack trips near side. Zupan to throw. Fires it here, near side. Picked off to the end zone. A pick 6. Touchdown. How about that? Chris Richmond, the senior, with the interception return and the score.
Coming into tonight, Chris knew that he could get behind this defense of Perry Meridian, but it comes a little bit different on the pick 6. And a little showboat Deion Sanders style as he goes down the sideline looking to his teammates as he glanced over because he knew no one was in sight and no one was going to catch him.
And there you see the celebration. Boy, things have changed, and they have changed quickly. And for Perry Meridian, could be another tough one here tonight, as now the extra point attempt is up, and it is good. 6:04 to go, 14-7, Decatur Central.
I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Well, old man momentum is now shifted to the home Decatur Central Hawks. The pick six has given them now a 14-7 lead. This will go into the end zone for a touchback. Take another look at this.
I just want everyone to pay attention. By the time Richmond peeps that he's going to make that play, watch him look to the sideline. He knows what it is. That's 6 going the other way to pay dirt. And then comes to the sideline waving the flag, getting the crowd involved.
You were right about the old Deion Sanders. I was waiting for him to do the little high step to the end zone, right?
He understands it. He's going to go back to the game, see himself record the clip, do a little dual screen with Prime.
There you go.
Coach Sanders doing a great job with the Buffs in Colorado.
Isn't he?
I don't think anyone before Coach Prime was hired thought they would be paying attention to Colorado as much as they are this year.
No, not at all. Andy Warren gets brought down maybe a yard. I have a Deion Sanders jersey when he was in Atlanta.
There you go.
Yeah, big fan of Deion Sanders.
I wonder what it's like to be someone like Deion Sanders when you're as athletic as he is and you can do anything you want, and then you get off the field and become a great coach.
Yeah. And he was a very good baseball player, too.
There we go. I mean, the list is endless.
Yeah, it is. The only one I can think of like that, Keith Myers. Now, I've never seen any film of Keith Myers. This was so long ago before they even had film.
It's all he said, she said.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to just take his word for it. Yeah. So it'll be second down. Zupon to throw. Puts it in the air. This is a catch. But I think we have a flag, and that may go against Perry Meridian. That is Carson Stringer, number 88. I think he might have pushed off. But now we wait. Michael Campbell was the player on the defensive side. Take another look at it right here.
As I was driving in today, I saw the entrance to the theater school. I don't think he pushed him.
No.
But the theatrics of that defensive player to fall out and flail his arms up did it just enough to get that penalty flag. So I can't blame him.
Saying he flopped?
This is football. You don't flop in football.
Well, usually in soccer and in basketball, yeah. Well, nonetheless, that is going to go against Decatur Central. Now, we've seen now maybe 2 in a row that have a little home cooking here. And I'm not saying anything, but it seems like we've had 2 tough ones. I want to just say they're tough. Tough calls.
Usually as a fan, you watch the ball, but as Perry Meridian fans, you're looking at the refs.
Yeah.
Because they're clutching those hips, reaching for those flags.
Clock is under 5 minutes. Warren is the deep back. Zupon play action. In his face was a defender and throws it to the far side, dropped at the 30-yard line, intended there for Byron Hahn.
They haven't connected tonight, and some would say that's a reason why Zupon's percentage isn't that high. But the plays down the field have been there tonight for Zupon. They just haven't connected on them. And that is the margin, especially in a game like this that you give up in the last few minutes. Not making those plays feels like you're that much far behind.
Stops the clock at 4:47, third, and boy, again, long. I may have to go back and watch this just to see how many times I've said third and long. It's been a lot tonight. They got to get to the 30. How many have I done so far? 31 times. They'll have to get to the 30 for the first down. Zupan again. Has time. Flushed out of the pocket, but he lost his balance and he goes down. Might get just across the 10. So we'll say no gain. It's going to be fourth down.
Just like Perry Meridian's defense, Decatur Central's defense understands. Zupon at this point in the game is looking to go deep. So we're just going to stand at the first down marker and prevent that from happening.
Well, again, for Decatur Central, nobody is back, so they're going to prevent. Now they'll drop a guy back. Zupon a end-over-end kick. Boy, that was close. That's when you're the coaching staff, just get away from that football, please. La Follette was deep, and you don't want that thing to hit you by accident.
The biggest thing on special teams, and I've seen this now back-to-back weeks, Jalen Hobbs, Feroz Holman had a couple muff punts last week. One was actually a fumble. The other one he just dropped. But sometimes punt returners get a little too cute on special teams, and they say Peter and try to go get the ball. They wave a fair catch and don't catch it. Just do the easy play. Catch the ball or get away from it, one or the other.
You want to go back to that keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, it'll be Decatur Central football. And if I'm a bet man, they're going to probably run it quite a bit here. Hand off, it'll be Barry, and Barry goes down at the 50, so you're going to lose a yard.
Unfortunately for Perry Meridian, they have found themselves in this position far too often this season. If they end up losing this game, that will be 5 of their 6 losses coming in a one-score game.
Yeah.
And we go back to the Greenwood game, they lose 44-41, but they were winning going into the fourth quarter, and they give up 22 points, losing in the last 17 seconds. So I was always taught the first time it was a choice.
Yeah.
The second time it was a mistake, and those mistakes have compiled into not being able to win close games.
And you go back to that 15-yard penalty they had, and that might have been the key right there. So it'll be second down up the middle, inside the 45. That is Dodo on the carry. And you know now that Perry Meridian's probably going to have to start using some timeouts, and there's one of them right there. 3:08 to go in the fourth, 14-7.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. They specialize in everything from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. 3 service, 1 solution. We do it all. For further information, give them a call at 317-396-1023. Big third down right here for your Perry Meridian defensively, right?
How to get it back to your offense so they can potentially go down the field and score some more points.
Polston dropped it. He pitches it, and they're going to be short of the first down. McGarry on the carry. Did you see that again? I don't know if that was just a low snap or Polston's just had a different feel for the football because he didn't come with that out of that clean.
That's about the second time I've seen him do something funny with his hand. Earlier in the game, I know you mentioned looking like he was showing some signs of frustration, not getting the ball to an open receiver. That time, dropping the snap a little bit. I don't know if something's going on with his hand, but whatever it is, hopefully it is not a detriment to his team.
So a timeout again as Perry Meridian trying to save as much clock as they can with it under 3 minutes now. We get an opportunity in these final minutes, we'll try to run down some more scores for you. I'm not very good at reading all these scores because they don't update them as quickly as you're supposed to, you know what I mean? So when I go through it, I remember the last time it's still the same score. It's in the first quarter. Real quick here, what do we have? Pike leading North Central 14-0 in the fourth quarter of that one. Generally try to check out some of the Central Indiana scores. Westfield leading Fishers 21-7 in the fourth. You know, we were so far ahead of all these other games there for a little bit, we've kind of slowed down. So
starting to catch up to us.
It's catching up to us, that's for sure. Let's see here, what else do we have? Hamilton Southeastern now leading Franklin Central 19-3 in the fourth quarter. Lutheran on top of Speedway 21-9. That game in the fourth quarter as well. Lawrence North trailing Center Grove in the third quarter 22-19. And we'll get you more updates if we possibly can. Polston under center. Boy, we have a whole lot of bodies right down there trying to shove ahead for the first down, and he got it.
The name has been coined. That looked like a different variation, but the tush push by the Philadelphia Eagles when they just get in that condensed formation. Jalen Hurts, I guess it helps when your quarterback squats a house and some. Get some of those bigger offensive linemen behind them and getting the first down.
But I heard you don't want to be the center, though. That's not fun in that big mass of bodies, is it?
Everyone gets it misconstrued that at center it's all bad on that play, but honestly you just fall forward and wait for everyone to get off of you.
And hope all of them aren't directly on top of you, right?
There's not too much you can do down at the bottom of that pile.
No doubt about it, except hope you can breathe, right?
Exactly.
Coming up on 2 minutes. First down here for the Hawks. And he fumbled it again, and Perry Meridian got it back. A fourth turnover. Jordan Stinson jumping on the loose football. And I'll tell you what, you could have iced it right here, and another turnover. Wow.
I want everyone to listen because I'm about to give some knowledge. As a center, anytime the ball drops straight down, that's the quarterback's fault, and that's exactly what happened right there. But too many times, centers get blamed when the ball goes on the ground because everyone says, center, get the ball to the quarterback.
Right.
But when the ball drops straight down, that means the quarterback just dropped it. Now, if the ball goes all over the place, that means the center didn't get it to him.
But I'm going to tell you what, I would never blame the center because you're with us as an offensive lineman, so I'm always on your side.
There you go. You get it. You get it.
Yeah. All right, Perry Meridian still has a chance. 2:02 remaining in this one. Zupan looks to throw. Goes far sideline and making the catch. Hahn reaches up and grabs that one, and a ball that went to his back shoulder.
Hahn does two great things on this play. The first thing, anytime you're going on a deep hitting route, you keep your head down all the way through the top of your route. Then he locates the ball, adjusts, doesn't get too handsy with the DB, makes the great grab. Now he's got his team in scoring position.
Wow, all the way down to the 33-yard line, and he hit that turf pretty hard too, but was able to hold on. Neffel and Hahn to the near side. Zupan ready to throw again. Over the middle, knocked down, almost intercepted. Wow, that was really close. Gary was there, and he nearly picked that one off.
Double-edged sword there. There was a seam right there behind that zone that Zupan found. He was going to get there right as the DB was coming in, but Aguirre does a great job just getting that big left pit up. Phew. Not allowing that ball to get in that seam because that might have been another first down.
Well, that was close. By the way, the Perry Meridian coaches are right next to us. Getting a little nervous here. Second down and 10. Zupan to throw again. Looking to his left. This one hangs in the air, and it's going to be out of bounds. Boy, that was a dead duck right there. Intended there for Neffel.
Neffel had an opportunity to go up and make that catch. He high-pointed it, just kind of juggled between his arms, and he couldn't quite haul it in.
So the last time that Zupan was picked off, he threw to the far side. He did that again that time. That's pretty dangerous pass twice in a row.
The only thing I would say the difference is the interception was kind of on the hash, kind of the middle of the field. That one was toward the sideline.
Okay.
So if anyone were to come down with it, you hope that it's your receiver. But if he didn't, he would still be in good position to make the tackle.
Big third down. Zupan fakes the handoff, throws toward the end zone, and it's dropped. A potential interception by Kaz Hicks, and it in and out of his hands, and I believe we have a flag down.
Got some laundry on the field.
At the 10-yard line.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
Boy.
I want to go back to the point that we talked about earlier about playing with situational awareness. If you have a Perry Meridian offense that's going to protect with their tight ends, they only have a couple receivers going out. So as defenders, you can't hold, you can't cause any pass interferences because they only have so many people to throw to.
Yeah.
So if you're just disciplined, you don't even put yourself in that position. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened, and it's cost them on a third down, now to first.
Wow. Another big change. Penalty went against Decatur Central. Put it the 23. I guess we're going to come down to the last under 90 seconds, aren't we?
I knew as you started saying in the first half, man, we're getting done early. It was only a matter of time before.
All right, go ahead and blame me.
I'm not blaming you.
No, I know
I
you're
might
not.
just be giving you a nudge.
Yeah. A wink. Hey. Football at the 23-yard line. That is Hahn. The wide receiver split wide to the left. He's been the big target tonight. Zupan fakes the handoff to Warren, throws to the sideline. Ball's going to be caught and then knocked out of bounds on the reception. In fact, we have not called his number all night long. That's a Jalen Young, the tight end.
The game within the game. Tight end stays in protection the last play. This time he stays in for a little bit, then shoots out to the flat, keeping the Decatur Central defense on their heels, not knowing what to expect.
So the second down and about 3. Zupan hands it off to Warren. There was a little bit of a mix-up there. He's going to get close to the first down, around the 14-yard line. I say mix-up. It almost looked like, couldn't tell whether he juggled it a little bit or hard to tell.
When it gets a little frigid outside, those high school footballs become a little bit slick. So I assume that it's been a little bit hard to ball handle tonight for both of these teams.
Well, this is going to be close. Zupan trying to quarterback sneak it. Now, if you go by the official on the opposite side, it looks like he might be a little bit short. And we're going to have a measurement here.
Official timeout for measurement.
And now you're going to ask the chain crew, who have been cold, standing on the sideline all game, to run out on the field.
That's not right.
Now we're going to judge their performance. One guy running, one guy walking.
Yeah, the other guy's, I'm not doing it. I believe that's going to be short. Not by much.
The initial surge by Zupan on the snap looked like he got the spot, but then he kind of lost a little bit of momentum, trying to get his feet going again, and that's when I think he lost that first down spot.
You know, it's about a half a yard. I know he said like this, but it's more like a half a yard. I say like this, like the folks at home are looking at me, but he was saying inches, but it's more like half a yard. Well, we know what they're going to do here. I mean, you're down to 53 seconds. Am I sounding obvious again? Does it? Am I doing that too much?
No,
tonight?
I would say I'm not sure what they're going to do, because the obvious thing would be to run the ball, but this could potentially be your last possession. So want to make sure that it's a play call that's going to get the first down yardage.
So 4th down and about 6 inches. Handoff, Warren, and he got stopped. How about that Decatur Central defense? Wow. They come up big right there on 4th down. They're going to measure it. There's no way that he got there.
He definitely is short.
Yeah, I can tell right now where the spot of the football is at the 14. That's a yard off. They don't need to measure that. Big defensive stop for Decatur Central.
Nothing screams big-time football than a D lineman with his belly hanging out, taking on a double team, and getting the game-winning stop. And then I see him prance to the sideline with a couple of dance moves.
He did. It was nice, wasn't it?
I like the sweet feet.
Especially the belly hanging out. Wow. What a stop for the Hawks defense. And now they'll take over and just kneel on the football and run this out. I'll tell you what a interesting game we've had here tonight. Perry Meridian's going to call a timeout. Scoreboard says they had 2, now down to 1, and of course Decatur has 2 remaining as well.
I was told that as you head to, is it Manchester tomorrow?
Yeah.
That Keith will be driving?
He has his Uber driver. He has actually he doesn't drive himself. See, he's like up in the company, so he has somebody drive for him.
What does he do exactly?
I don't know.
Nobody I was really asking knows. For a friend.
Yeah. Oh, well, not much. See, he thinks he needs to be chauffeured everywhere.
I get it. I get it. You know, black car service.
All I know
state-of-the-art dinners.
Oh, of course, yeah. All I know is that if I had his money, I'd throw mine away. So that just shows you how rich he is. Well, I'll tell you what, you got to feel bad for Perry Meridian. They're going to fall to 2-6, another one-score loss here tonight. I got to go back to that penalty they got. Boy, Polston took a shot right there.
This is the part of the game that just has become unnecessary at all phases.
Yeah.
At the end of the game has already been decided, and guys just wanting to take an unnecessary shot at the end of the game. I get it. Tempers are flaring. You want to say that you're playing through the echo of the whistle until the clock hits 0.
Yeah.
But just don't want to get anyone hurt.
So would you say then again, if I go back to that penalty, when Polston got knocked down and they got 15 yards, because it was 3rd and long at that time, right? And so you end up getting a first down out of it, and the next thing you know, you're in the end zone. If they don't commit that penalty, who knows? I mean, we don't know what might have happened, but that's a big play.
I'll even take it a step further than that. As you go into the second half, I'm almost assuming that their game plan was, hey, we want to control the clock. But there's another nuance to that if you keep trying to control the clock and you give up a big play, you run the risk of finding yourself in a position like this.
Yeah.
And Perry Meridian did exactly that and found themselves losing another one-score game.
It will be, if I'm not mistaken, the lowest scoring game that either one of these two teams have been involved in. There's going to be some shoving going on again because of a little bit of a late hit right there. And, of course, now you got the smack talk going on. But the clock will run down. This is the lowest scoring game. In fact, you go back, Decatur had an 18-14 at Columbus North earlier in the year. Nothing's been close since then. And for Perry Meridian, other than a 21-20 loss at Plainfield, this is it, combined 21 points.
Not a lot of points being scored. So essentially it just means that a lot of great defense being played. This is the part of the game that you just want to get eliminated.
Yeah.
Tempers flaring and unnecessary attitudes showing at the wrong time.
Yeah, we got quite a fight going on right now. We won't show this to you, but there's going to be some issues here when it's all said and done. A couple of the Perry Meridian players right in the middle of that against Decatur Central, and the coaching staff just trying to get them separated.
I don't know if many people can see, but I want more people to be like number 80 for Decatur Central. Hands in the hand warmer, walking to the locker room. I'm not going to mess with all of the hoopla going on.
Well, Polston, now the police are getting involved because it is now continued. They can't get them separated. And we're going to get out of here as well. Final score tonight. Jared, good to see you again, sir, as always. Fantastic job. Thanks to the entire crew. Decatur Central rallies. They win it 14-7.